recording it to my computer on the Zoom 20. I mean,
How dare
Zoom meeting. Yeah.
Zoom 20.
And I do have a channel, like a YouTube channel and stuff like that. So most everybody's Buzz, you know, everybody here has been on it before and stuff like that. But some people, I don't know, they might be hiding from something or whatever. NSA looks me up. You know a so-and-so?
Okay, so my character, she is on arriving to Jopa. I never say it right. Arriving to Jopa on a boat. She was able to get her passage from Egypt to Greece with by basically signing up to work with looking after this goat merchant and his goats, not after him, but looking after the goats while he's not having to worry about them down below under the decks.
Okay.
So she's been on this journey for the past few weeks. It was really hard for her to get any kind of passage because of the big wedding coming up where she was headed, and also because she has voodoo scars on her face. So she's got like parallel on her forehead, her cheeks, and on her tend to stray away from her in terms of that, especially when it's not people from West Africa, or what is West Africa right now, or whatever. Dahomey is what it was called back then. So she's had to leave Egypt abruptly, basically going to Greece. She's never been to Greece before, but her family were merchants, so she has had a lot of practice with languages and traveling. And she currently is a spice merchant herself, and also is a merchant for the instruments and ingredients used in voodoo ceremonies. And she's highly, I guess, religious.
Oh.
Intended, or they just poured it in
Jopa.
Whatever it's called.
Joppa, I think it's Joppa, I think.
They're in the right.
All right.
One like a few kilometers.
I think Emma locked up.
You're a little glitchy.
All right, so am I glitchy?
No, Emma.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's locked. Nice experience. She's like,
it's a good face.
Did I with my finger guns?
No, you were like.
You might have to turn off your video we'll try that for a bit, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what I thought I would maybe. Is that better?
Yeah, so far it is, yeah. We'll
okay, I think it's just because Steve's using, I think he's using FaceTime as well right now to talk to one of his parents, so it's just, I'm a bit glitchy. But that's it. That's all I had to say.
No, and that's perfect. That's you left the juicy bits for later and such. So we'll find out. So for whatever reason you're at the end of your journey, and all of you guys, I don't know what kind of boat you're on. It's not really that important. You've probably paid your wage now, perhaps with pirates who gave you passage here, and they drop you off with just the items you rolled for and have on your character. And the Great Wharf is in front of you as your boat rolls up. You see this large city nestled in the rocks and bluffs of the coast, and there's big statues and temples everywhere. And it looks very impressive. And I'm not sure if any of you have seen cities. Some of you have. Actually, most of you have, I suppose. But this one ranks up there. It's very rich, very, very majestic. Doesn't even smell too bad.
Nice.
What a treat.
So right now it's kind of free play too. I'll just narrate and I'll pause once in a while. And if you think that it's, hey, I'd like to ask a question or move on or do something, that's possible. And also remember, sometime during the session, you use your ability to gain experience, right? And then toward the end, we may have a chance to have a chat where you'll talk about your backstory. And if you succeed, you'll go up a level, like this session. And so, and we might have to postpone it to the next session to tell a story or something. And if you follow. So you pull up to the docks and you get out and you see a man on the docks, and he's got like a loincloth, soiled loincloth on, and he's quite skinny and a bit emaciated even, and he's got like dreadlocks and stuff, and he stands out obviously. And there are mystics and quirky characters around, so you're not that surprised. He's ranting and rambling about how the gods are being ignored and that they will bring their vengeance, and he's yelling it out, and how the unbelievers and sinners will pay the ultimate price for offending the gods, and you don't pay him too much attention. And you make your way through the dock district into the main buildings and find a place where you can stop and get a bite to eat. And there seems to be some festive mood going on in the city. There's streamers and banners everywhere. There's dancers. There's orators on all street corners. And back then, the orators were like the network of entertainers that would regale people with poetry and the stories like the Iliad and stuff. Jugglers, acrobatics. The city is hopping for some reason, and rumor has it there's a wedding, and the princess of the realm, the beautiful Andromeda, is getting married, apparently to a suitor that has successfully answered a riddle. There was some incident happened in which there was a. Actually, I'll wait a moment. Give me 1 second. Okay, actually, I'll just move forward. Anybody who want to do anything or say anything? So far, I know Emma's not connected thus far, but that will evolve. And just so Emma, same thing. You're in the city, and if you want to stop and do something or whatever, go ahead.
I slowly take a step back. I glance at Spiky, and I slowly pull out a head from my jacket. And I show him, and I say, "My mother's always with me." And I stick it back in my jacket.
Oh, just Spiky, just slowly nods a little. I mean, respect. That's what he says.
Indeed.
Respect.
Yeah, respect them. And so you guys see this large temple, and you're kind of drawn to it. And you see there's crowds around it, and there's music coming from it, and it's coming down the hills, and they're having just a big festival, it appears. And so you're just like, hey, let's go up there. And sure enough, you guys came here right in the middle of a great festival, and the wedding is commencing. And I'll change maps here because okay, can you see this map?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you guys have made your way through the crowd, and there's everybody here, and people in turbans and stuff and exotic dressed people, you don't really stand out even. With your helmet on, you get some weird looks, but people kind of just move away from you a little bit. And you're in this huge temple, and you just kind of were drawn in. You went up the stairs and looked in, and you're just impressed. It's like, wow. And there are a few soldiers in here, more ceremonial, over this area. And you see at the moment there's a couple that are, and the crowd is suddenly hushed down. And as the woman holds up her hands and evokes in a solemn tone, I now, Cassiopeia, the queen and chief priestess of this temple, and the goddess Thetis, bless this union between Perseus, son of the unknown from far away, and a champion who has answered the riddle, and my daughter Andromeda. All else who can but say anything more, please come forward and be blessed. And the crowd kind of goes up in a roar, and you just got here in time, and you're just like, whoa. And you look over and you see, I got a picture here, and then I'll let you guys go for a bit. I'll just set the stage. But it happens pretty quick, though. You're like, there's what appears to be a very beautiful Princess Andromeda, and she's being, this woman's tying a rope. You can see it's her mother still, even though her age is gone, she still has a beauty about her. And this handsome man, and there's something about the handsome man that Wismar, you just can't help but recognize as a pang from your boyhood. And you're like, can it be? And it's many years later, and but you're pretty, well, you could roll a wisdom roll here. And remember, you have to roll under, equal is not a pass.
And then
Oh, so is that a pass? 7?
Yeah, that's a 7.
And by the way, your character sheets are macroed, I think, aren't they?
I think so.
I think they are.
Yeah, so there's a little die thing beside your stats. You hit that and just do it for, I'll take your save already, but I just do it again. I want to see if it works for you.
okay, I don't actually see my character sheet anymore.
You go to journal and it's under characters, Wismar.
I moved him into the characters folder.
I think it, yeah.
I'll move it back
There
out.
it is.
You see it?
Yeah.
My stats.
And there's this real and there's some more, and she does this kind of prayer, and you guys have a bit of time just to do what you want to do. I'll let you decide. You don't recognize anyone else in the crowd. There must be 2,000 people crammed around this temple. And there's some dignitaries and VIPs that are down in the central area. I forgot to include and stuff, but there are a few, special guests and so on. And yeah, and you get closer if you look. It looks like there's people all around and crowding around and cheering. There's no ill intent anywhere. It's
Okay, I look for the richest looking person in this thing, and I try and listen in on their conversation.
well, it's pretty loud. Like there's a lot of cheering and music and whistling and stuff and clapping, but there are rich people around. You can spot obvious merchants and priests and such. But they're mostly talking about, like, oh, she's a beautiful lass. Look at that. It's like I'm glad she found somebody that could answer the riddle. Oh, hey, the gods are fickle. And Calibos was devious in his wordage. I don't know how Perseus succeeded. And another one talks, and, oh, to get her hand, a commoner too from the sea. But it is all well. Look at him. He is well-formed man and clearly favored of the gods. And stuff like that. They're all talking about how this fairy tale wedding. and not really talking about anything business or stuff like that, right? So anyone else, or anything you want to do?
Yeah, Light will go up to some people, and if they're talking about the riddle, for first she'll say, yes, may Hymenaeus, who's the god of marriage here, may he bless this happy occasion for a long, long time, and forever they will be together in love and cherish every moment. What was this riddle that he answered?
Make a charisma check real quick to see how well you talk, like orate. This is big in this world, and people around you might, oh, well said, here, and stuff. Get a little following or whatever.
Success.
So yeah, there's some people that were listening to your little speech, and they were like, oh, good blessing, well done, yes, the gods are pleased, and they seem to clap you on the back and stuff, and really impressed. And are you Greek?
Yes.
You are Greek, okay, so that's even better. They're just like, it's a bit of a xenophobic age, but this city's pretty open. Anything else you want to follow it up? You were saying.
Oh, I was inquiring does anyone know more of this riddle that you had to answer?
I did not hear it myself. It was quiet. We were far away. It seemed to be between the group down there, and he gestures toward the intimate wedding party kind of. And there's like maidens of honor around and stuff. You can see them. It's just like that picture, sort of. There's a huge honking statue though in this place, man. It must be 50 feet tall-ish. Like this temple's massive. It's almost the size of a football field. And this temple statue looks realistic because it's all painted and lacquered, and jewels have been used to make the eyes, and the hair is made from this gold lacquer, and it's supposed to be a statue of Thetis. You recognize it right away, being a cleric and being pious. And she's a powerful goddess of the sea, even close to Poseidon in influence, and she's one of the ancient Greek gods. And this city has obviously prospered by choosing her as their patron. All right. And so far though, it's impressive, and you look up and you're like, wow, and it's the whole place. Wismar or Emma, or Emma, I should say, what was your character's name? Acolia?
Acalia?
Acalia, that's it. Where are you? Do I have you here? Oh, I do. You're down here.
Yes. My Greek name. I don't go into the temple. I don't want to be surrounded by this otherworldly religion.
Okay. Yeah. Heathens.
And I quietly eavesdrop on whoever's closest to me.
You're very impressed by how tolerant the Greeks are for allowing foreigners into their temples. Like you see turbaned people and stuff, and blacks from Africa, more Egypt couple that you might recognize the language and such. So just so you know, but you're more outside, so I can put you outside, which is fine. And so you don't really see the details, but there is some union going on. The rest of you are still over here. You should be able to move your avatars. Take a look a minute, like try, and feel free to move your avatars. Like when it's a free run game, you can say, I go over here and I go over there. And oops. And right now it's a free run game. So you can do what you want. And the timing's going on. She's still talking in some old Greek, blessing. It looks like it's going to be 5-10 minutes before she's done and the wedding's finished.
Okay, I go up to maybe somebody who's like by themselves. So
you do see a warrior. He's clearly a warrior. He's big, muscular man. He's got a neatly trimmed beard, and he has actually reddish hair, which is a little rare, but not that unusual. And he has a neatly trimmed beard. And I have a picture, I thought, maybe not. He has a large shield, you notice, and the shield bears the crest of Argos. And from what you knew, Argos was well, destroyed in some catastrophe.
Oh,
So exiled fighter or something or whatever, but he seems to have money and but he's a bit on his own. He's in. You can see him over there. Did I ping him for you?
yeah, here.
Fallow of Argos.
Okay. I head over to him and I say, so, do you know anything about this Calibos?
Ah, and he's startled, like you just come out of the blue and ask him
Yeah.
about Calibus. Give me a charisma check.
Oh wow. Oh.
So you, give me a charisma check. You have to get a 1 or 2.
Okay.
Your charisma's 3.
It's charisma's 3. That's why he wears a helmet. Well, it's kind of. It's
Okay, so I failed.
it's
I
a long
rolled.
story.
Uh,
So he looks at you like with like you're some he's clearly an aristocrat, and he has an aristocratic look he gives you, like down his nose, and he goes, "I don't wish to talk about that one at a wedding, particularly his role in it. It will bring down the wrath of the gods. Silence, man. They're almost finished." And he gives you the shoulder kind of.
okay.
Expected.
I just, okay. Kind of shuffle away, not really.
He's kind of dismissed you. You're like,
Yeah. Just move back kind of behind this plant.
Anyone else want to move around or ask? You see interesting characters around. You also see a old man who was standing up there. I forgot to get him. He's about here, and he's in these robes, and he's holding a couple scrolls in his hand, and he has the look of an orator to him, I'd say.
I'd like to slowly approach the man I recognize.
Perseus.
Yes.
Now he's
Perseus.
getting hitched right now up there. So you're going to get closer?
Yeah.
Okay. How close do you want to try to get? There's
I want to get so that he may be able to recognize me.
Interesting. He's a bit focused, so I'll give you you can choose either your wisdom or intelligence roll, but it's at disadvantage and depends how far you want to push it, because etiquette, instinct kicks in a bit that you probably can't walk into this ceremony because you're not family or something. You never know. You think you recognize him. You think it's him. So you can give it a try, unless you want to go in there. It's actually, you could if you want. Do you want to walk
I'll
up
stay
there?
back.
Okay, then it's at disadvantage. So take your best out of intelligence or wisdom and make a check with that. Yeah, you're pretty certain. It's like, so you can move your character up, let's say like to the bushes and the columns on the right or something. I'll move you up over here, Wismar. So you actually got to about 20 or 30, 40, 30 feet away. And from there, it looked, there's people around you a bit more. I should.
I will. I'll look at the people I'm around and ask them if they know the gentleman getting married.
Okay, you look over and there's a woman beside you, and you could make a charisma check, just a regular one, to see if she responds favorably to a stranger and interrupting her gawking at a royal wedding. Oh, wow. So there's something about you. What is something about your appearance that perhaps caught her attention, or your mannerisms? What does your character have in appearance or mannerisms?
Very pale skin with bright blue eyes.
That's a bit uncommon. The Greeks it's not totally unrare, but it is striking. And she's like, oh, and she's like turned on. You can tell she's just right away like, oh, and she's an older lass, an older woman, and she's like, well, the way women at weddings, right? So she's that's that handsome, gorgeous man. He's Perseus. Oh my! And she's almost salivating when she looks at him, and he is even guys will admit. I'll admit, like, yeah, he's a good looking dude, man. Like, he's a specimen. And that's Perseus, the great riddle solver. And it's so strange how he did it. Nobody has been able to do it yet. And to think that she was supposed to marry that thing.
I slowly back away.
Her hand's on your shoulder now.
Oh.
And she's close.
I grab her and I say, we're gonna dance later.
Oh.
Wow.
You young man. And you have these kind of really intense blue eyes, and she's just smitten by you. And she's okay. And do you move away or stay with her?
I ask her if she would like to come with me and tell me more stories about this Perseus.
And she glances over at this really rotund-looking guy with the funny-looking hat, dressed in these kind of extravagant silk clothes, and he's got this strange-looking curved dagger and a sash with jewels on it. He's a very wealthy man, it appears. And right now he's kind of caught up, but you see she looks over toward him. You, my dear, must find me soon. I must stay with my husband for the moment. And she's now her hands on your butt cheek. And she's giving it a pretty decent grope.
Oh.
I respect her faithful words, but her actions I fully do not understand.
Well, part of you does, you're a young man, but it's almost like it's an older woman. She's not a looker by any measure, but you can see she has the makeup caked on, and she's probably pulled every trick in the book. But to you, it looks, well, for now, I'll let you play. Well, whatever. So you're staying then for the moment. You're baffled. You're like, oh, and you kind of forget yourself, and you forget Perseus a moment while this woman feels you up. Now, I'll move on soon, but I'll give everyone a good chance. I'm going to go quick run upstairs a minute and grab a bierski. And I'll give you guys a moment to think as the party goes on and the sounds and it looks like the ceremony is kind of coming to conclusion, because now she's gathered them close and they're looking in each other's eyes, and she's got the rope out and she wounds it around both her wrists, and she's talking to them each intimately and so on.
I guess, Emma, you and I could probably just talk.
No,
on
got
here
it.
now.
Got the Facebook message.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask my landlord if he's okay if I have a kitten there for a couple days.
Yeah, it should be fine, I would think, right?
Probably, but like then there's also driving there because I bring Gira with me, so like I have a box he can go in.
I was gonna say, just put the kitten in a box.
Yeah, I have my SPCA box still.
Just literally put it in a box. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
I don't know.
Box up.
I'm not sure how you would figuratively put him in a box, but.
Huh?
Literally would work.
Whatever. It's flying with me on my way back to Vic, so.
You're gonna fly it?
Yeah. Well, like it's my carry-on.
Oh, so you're gonna get to have him like with you. Interesting.
It'll be interesting. I'll be that person with the cat that's like, meh! But it's a really short flight,
Better than a crying human.
right? People deal with crying babies all the time. A meowing kitten is nothing.
Meowing kittens are cute. Crying babies are.
Yeah, they're not like what? Babies are like 20 times louder.
Yeah.
Not nearly as cute.
Exactly. They're not useless.
I'll be right back.
All right, everybody. So far, so good. I'm having a blast. This is hilarious. All right, Wismar, as you see, Wismar and the others that know Wismar noticed that he's off with some cougar. Sort of distracted, I guess you could say. Spike.
Yeah.
Anything on your mind? Where are you now?
Can Can I tell that what's going on with Wismar from like across the room?
Yeah, he's hitting on some lady.
Okay. Do I notice the husband or like somebody looking at her?
Oh, okay. So you're looking over there. I could give you actually. I'll give you an intelligence check.
Okay. I don't think I'm that smart, but
It's not charisma. Carly.
no, I failed.
Oh, damn! Just on it.
Just on
So
it.
you know, no, he just seems to be with some woman, and they're this. Yeah, just I don't know unless you can mind their business if you wish.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
He's not in danger, as far as you can tell.
give him like a little like, hey, thumbs up
Wingman look
across the room. Yeah.
with your helmet.
With my helmet on, just no emotion, but I still am like,
Yeah, he doesn't notice. He's kind of, he sees like, oh man, this woman's kind of putting the charm on him. It backfired his crit success. It worked too good.
Too charming.
He seems stuck there.
oh.
Now, Light.
Okay, so Light was talking to some people and they said, oh, the wedding party might know more, right? That's what they said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
Is anyone welcome to go talk to the wedding party, or is there like...
There are a couple, like I said, lingering around the back. There's a guy who actually Spike just talked to, and then he kind of turned his shoulder on Spike, and Spike walked away kind of, okay, geez. What did I say?
Like I'll
And then
go
you
talk.
see also pardon me, just real quick, you see
Okay.
the orator guy, and he's watching the ceremony intently, kind of from the back a bit. He was standing actually a bit closer to Thalo. I don't have him here. I'm just quickly looking right now for an avatar I'm going to throw in.
Thalo of Argos?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's beside to the left of the... How do I ping?
Yeah, I can see here.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
That's not my thing. But no, this thing.
He's there. If I can. Yeah.
My ping.
How?
You hold down the
click.
clicker.
Oh.
Ping. Oh my god, he's massive.
Giant man.
I'll get a better one. This
How
isn't
did we
really.
not see him before?
Yeah, that's not really a good avatar for him, but whatever, it'll do for now.
He's
Let me
like
just-
mini.
That you don't know who that is. But he's there and just tend to look, and he is accessible. Is why I mentioned him.
Oh, yeah,
just
I'll
like-
go up to the guy that turned Spike down. Spiky.
Follow.
Spanky.
Well, you don't know his name, so you
I
can
don't
move your
know.
avatar over there, or
Is this guy right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good day, sir.
good day.
What a lovely day for a wedding.
What do you look like, Light? And
He's
what
like
are
this-
what are you?
He's like
Fair.
this like man kind of
Right.
in his like 40s almost, and he walks kind of like stiffly, but yeah, light, like kind of hair going like prematurely white, and yeah,
Okay. And a big honking beard or something? I saw you had a beard earlier on.
Yeah, at one time he was gonna have a beard, but like I can't make it stay, and I don't know if I can.
It's a fake beard.
Well, it's actually a wig. I thought it
So
was.
do you have something that makes you stand out to this guy that would make him pay attention to you? He seems like an important chap in some ways, and he has a uppity look, aristocrat, of a nobleman.
Yeah.
They're usually snobs.
Yeah. Well, would a beard make?
No, a lot of beards here.
Yeah. No. Well, he dresses pretty well. Like he very much looks kind of priesty. Like he's a cleric of unknown standing. He carries himself like okayly, and yeah. But he's also hard to ignore just to the fact that he can be really annoying. So
Well, go ahead then. Yeah, role play that out.
Okay, I was about to.
Awesome.
I was.
And Emma, we'll come to what your character has been up to.
Now?
No, in a moment.
Okay, I was like, Harley didn't go yet.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll shut
so
up. Sorry, I'll be quiet.
how long have you known the happy couple here?
So he's uncertain. He goes, tell you the truth, I am rather new to this city. I have been traveling for many years, and he does look rugged. He looks like a man himself, probably the same age as you. And green, he's got his red beard is still, actually his hair is actually isn't green. He still carries a youthful hair. And he goes, yes, I know neither of the party. I just came here to wish my regards. And I don't know what comes next. I don't have a home anymore. My city was destroyed long ago. And you're like, oh.
You are speaking perhaps my same history. Did you travel via boat?
Aye.
Me as well. Perhaps we were fated to meet this day.
Gives you a bit of a closer look.
I'll give him a closer look back.
Can you make a charisma roll?
Okay.
And I'll roll for him as you guys kind of...
Stare at each other.
Okay, he failed too.
Oh.
So you both just kind of...
The spark wasn't there.
Yeah, well, and there's no one really, and he doesn't walk away or rebuff you or anything, and you just don't really impress him.
Yeah.
And he goes, aye, but anyway, that is my story to tell. I am Salos of Argos, and you can see his shield has a crest of Argos, which I was a bull's head or something. I forgot. Look it up. I forgot. Anyway, he's got the crest of Argos, and you recognize it. And
a bold city.
it was. And he looks away, 1,000-yard stare.
My condolences. May the gods smile down on you from here on out.
Well,
Whoops.
thank you, priest. He kind of looks a little bit better. But then he looks back and he goes, wait, it's finishing. And Cassiopeia, no, hold on, we have to go to Emma, pardon me.
Meanwhile.
Yeah, your curiosity is pretty intense. You've been hovering around the outside. And,
Yeah, I spoke closer.
All
Right
right.
now.
Can you move your avatar? Where's your avatar?
Yes, I moved it already.
Oh, geez, there you are. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're the inner part. You see, wow, that's interesting. And the ceremony.
I make my way to this dude.
All right.
And I ask how did you find yourself here today? But in a slightly broken Greek.
Oh, well, he looks startled for a moment, and he's like, shh, my man, are you a woman? Oh, woman. Wait, and then he sees you for the first time, and you look a bit exotic and stuff, right? And
I hold myself while I'm like, yeah. Yes.
And he gestures. It's almost done. It is a great wedding. I'm doing fine. What is your name? My name is Aman. Aman the poet, he says, and he kind of automatically goes into this orator stance, one foot slightly forward, and his one arm kind of comes up, and the other one moves as just a gesture. But then you recognize, oh yeah, the wedding. He goes, what brings you to Java?
I needed a change in scenery to sell my spices.
Ah, a merchant.
Mm. Yes. What do you know of everything? What do you know of Lapos?
Of Lapis?
Yes.
He doesn't quite understand. Lapis. Who is
Joppa.
this? Oh, Joppa. The city, the wonder city of Joppa. He goes, the city of wonders and wealth. Of course, the city of the beautiful princess Andromeda and her equally beautiful Cassiopeia, her mother, and chief priestess of Thetis. And that is the young Perseus, a stranger, a hero, a man who came in and answered the riddle given by Calibos, the Dark.
Who's Calb? The pardon?
Calibos, he is the son of Thetis. But, he goes, and then, shh. And suddenly the crowd goes quiet, as I was just getting to that point now. Now, I'll give you a minute, Emma, to continue, but he goes real quiet, like, shh, it started. It's done, I think.
What was set riddle that seems like it would have been so difficult?
I don't know. I wish to talk to Perseus. That's why I've been so anxious. He has much to tell me, this unknown, this stranger. I wish to hear his story.
Have you met him before?
No. He came into the city, and there was, for the 7th day straight, no one had answered a riddle correctly. And 7 bodies were taken from the temple. Suitors that came here to try to get the wedding for whoever could answer it would wed the Andromeda. There are now 7 bodies, though, in graves.
Mm. Well,
But Perseus did it. He lives, and he's successful. They're getting married.
I can see that.
Make a charisma check, Emma.
That would be
Just
good.
to see how he...
Wants to me.
Well, no, it just... it means things, right? If they tell you more stuff, or you could have conflict even. Now, the crowd goes quiet, and Cassiopeia... Okay, so he seems... He's really included you in, and he's kind of like almost like your companion, because he's just intent on everything, and he likes to talk, right? This orator guy, he just likes a little. You can see he's a man who's probably pushing 60, if not older, and that's pretty impressive in this day and age. He's got wizened white hair, but fairly well. You can tell he has some wealth, but he looks kind of sun-worn and such too. He's traveled a lot, it looks like, and he's got wear lines, but he has sort of this permanent kind of smile lines, and he seems like a really nice, genuine guy. He really puts you at ease. And he seems to have included you, and his hands even come up involuntarily onto your arm, and he's just like, the moment. And then Cassiopeia steps back, and she's like, so now, my beautiful daughter will be wed with the handsome Perseus, and they will reign in the kingdom, and Joppa will have another generation of wealth and wonder. And I must say myself that no woman ever existed that has beauty, even more so than the goddess Thetis. And instantly, the braziers go out in the temple.
It's
And
offended the gods.
you can see Cassiopeia looks a bit shocked. And it's almost like, I just took a bite of a big crap sandwich. She might start to dawn on her what she said. And the ground starts to shake. And there's a rumbling sound. And lightning strikes the temple. and it's shaking, and people are screaming and start to fall and run. Like everyone bolts from the temple. And
I pull the old man's arm with me. Let's
I
go.
pray.
I freaking book it. No.
No. And he doesn't go. He's
Why?
stay. This is the gods we're witnessing. And he just looks amazed, and he won't go. Now, this is happening pretty quick.
Okay. I locate myself under an arch for if this takes.
Now, Cassiopeia Andromeda have backpedaled about 30 feet and have turned around and are facing the lightning that hit the statue. Because the top of the temple's open. There's no closed roof, right? It's kind of like a colonnade that goes around a partial roof, but the middle's open to the sky. So the gods can, whatever, right? And a lightning bolt hits the statue and it severs the neck. And the whole place, boom, shakes. Everyone's fucking running, except for, a few of the people that are just down, and the wedding party's just been backing up a bit, and guests running too. Some stay and just panic in a terror. A couple prostrate themselves. And then you see the head snaps off the statue and tumbles down the lap onto the floor in front of Cassiopeia and everybody.
Whoops.
And the statue itself, if you can see that, it takes on a visage of reality, even more so than before. And you realize that it's animated and it speaks. So, you dare to compare the beauty of me to that of a mortal. That is blasphemy the gods will never forgive. I will evict a curse upon the city of Joppa, which has been too arrogant in contempt of us higher beings. In 10 days' time, a kraken will be summoned to destroy this city, unless, and her eyes dart to the princess, who's like huddled up against Perseus, and Perseus is back. I will have a kraken summoned by my brother Poseidon, and the kraken will destroy the city in 10 days, unless she is sacrificed to me. I will not be appeased by any other way. And I'm not finished. You, her eyes go to Cassiopeia, you have created a blasphemy that will not be allowed to live. For that, you die now. And another kind of lightning strike comes through the heavens, and you suddenly realize the four guards, right away, they jerk upright, and they pull out their swords, if they hadn't been pulled already, and they pull off their helmets, and in their eyes, there's this kind of black, their eyes are black, like just solid black. But they still appear to see and react. And the four guards, they whip out swords, and they move towards Cassiopeia. It looks like they're going to chop her up.
Okay, Light's gonna run forward.
Okay, let's take a short bio break. Pardon me.
Okay.
And then we have to roll initiatives now. To let you know, you have a choice. This might be a bit of homebrew, but you have two options. You can roll initiative as a group with no bonuses, and then you can coordinate your moves a bit. That doesn't mean you can talk for 5 minutes about what you're going to do. It's about just you can time your moves and stuff, so you don't shoot each other with arrows and things like that. Or you can choose to stay out of the group initiative, roll on your own. You'll get your own dexterity bonus on your die 6 for rolling, right? Does that make sense? So you can decide as a group if you want to roll. Now, Emma, at the moment, you're still a stranger to the group,
Yeah,
so
so
you roll your own initiative anyway. And
Yeah.
if you have a dexterity bonus, you add it to die 6, and that's your initiative. So to roll your initiative, make sure your avatar is. Oh wait, it's a bit different. This one.
I don't know if I have an initiative button.
Yeah, I've just noticed that. So in this case, I will create a turn order. And I don't think you guys can add, I have to add you guys to the turn orders, I think. Let me see how that, because now Wismar, you should be able to change your turn order. Do you see that on the Roll20? I'll
I
try.
see
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Now I'm hoping you can. Now you might have to highlight your avatar, but then you can actually press on the 0. And does that do anything?
Yeah, I got it highlighted.
Okay, then you can type in a number and enter, and it should change your. I'm just wondering if you guys can do that.
We're
Yep.
rolling a d20 for this.
6.
D6.
I think mine changed, right? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Roll, obviously. I will roll in a moment.
okay, it is working, and you guys are putting in numbers. Okay, good. I was hoping
Oh,
because I didn't want
you-
to.
Yeah, don't think I'm on the thing yet.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find everybody here. But oh yeah, you're on the left over here. Yeah, you went back behind the plant.
Yeah, I hid.
So you're in the back. You're a little ways away, and Perseus, like he sees what, and everybody's now. I should give you another moment because it doesn't happen that quickly. Like you guys see the god's head talking, and you can actually act if you can make a either Constitution or Strength roll. Then you're not in awe of the god power in the room, and just kind of or
Constitution or strength.
Wow, they're both 7.
Okay, I succeeded.
okay, so you're good. And anyone who
Nice.
failed
I failed.
is just this round. You're kind of
Eh,
caught up and watching it, just like wow, you're in awe.
I crit.
If you failed, you didn't run though. You didn't panic and run. Like your character is just I don't know whatever. They're still
Yeah,
here.
that's where I was before. Yeah.
Okay, who else do I have? Anyone? Did I miss anybody on there? So Akalia. Is it Akalia or Akalia? Oh no, we already got you. Did I miss anybody over there?
Nope.
No? Okay, that's the important roll. Now I'm going to roll a group for them.
Okay.
Roll, and I'll just roll that right now, and they get a.
Hey, Darren, because I rolled a crit, can I ask the old dude what's happening while it's happening?
Oh, you just rolled a crit. Oh, I see. Sure. And you get now. I'll roll to see if he's actually able to answer you. And he is. Yeah, he's just like, oh, look, the goddess, it's Thetis herself speaks. And then what did you ask him? Quick.
Basically, what is going on?
Ah, her high priestess herself has dared to compare her daughter's beauty to that of the goddess. But there's more to this, for I sense the role of Calibus in this. He has been a thorn in the side. He is the son of her, and he was supposed to marry. And there was a time when he was a handsome man as Perseus, and he was the son of a goddess, and he was to wed her, but he did something terrible, and that brought the
What?
wrath of Zeus.
What? What did he do?
And he goes, shh, quiet, something's happened. And there's another crash, and that's when the monsters, you just don't have time to get more. And he's just like, oh, look, the guards, they've been possessed or something. You must protect her. And he grabs you. You must protect him.
I'm like some skimpy merchant.
He's some skinny poet. Yeah. You're holding each other. You can act though, but anyway, I'll slide Thallo. I have to roll for his. Okay. In a moment, so I have to roll for Perseus and Thallo. Okay. So here's Thallo gets a 6, nice. Perseus gets a 6, all right. And he's got +1, so he's got a 7. And
How do we know what our modifiers would be for this?
that's in the rule book, isn't it? If you actually give me a second. Yeah, because in this game it's the back hack is a 6-sided die, yeah. And you get yeah, you have stat bonuses, right?
What is no when you have to roll advantage?
Yeah, that's if you gain a favor of God or you use a background ability to try something, you tie it in, then I'll give you advantage. There's other ways. If you get a help from a friend, let's say, you both try to decipher something out of a text and you're both, scholarly, then I'd give advantage on one person's try, sort of thing,
Okay.
or each other, and so on. There's different, and there's disadvantage as well. So let's say if you're trying to stay above water and you're wearing chainmail and stuff and encumbered, you'd be rolling like swim check at disadvantage, dexterity.
Yeah.
And so on.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Now-
Darren. I can't find the whatever thing is for bonuses.
There might not be then.
Because
Oh.
I thought you basically rolled a dex. You did a dex roll for every time you attack, and then if you succeed, then you attack first. And if you fail, you
Yeah, I'm on Lamentations again. You're absolutely right. I knew something was wrong. Okay, everybody, and my apologies. Jax, thank you. The way it works is basically, yeah, he's correct. You make a dexterity check. If you pass it, you go first. If you fail it, you go after the bad guys.
Oh.
It's just actually simple as that. I think, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Not a good chance for me.
So
Failure. Oh, I got the same number.
So
So we all-
basically, if you go before them, I'll just let you guys decide who goes first. Your party decides.
Oh, fail.
I also failed.
Wait.
So Perseus. Oh boy, he has.
Oh, can we keep our...
Well, he definitely passed. And I actually have, and Thallo didn't run or anything. He's up there. And what did I say? Dexterity check, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, he succeeds. He doesn't have great dexterity. So he can go first. Anyone else going first? Anyone
Emma.
pass?
I did.
Okay, what do you want to do? And the poet's not really, he's like, you must protect them. Yeah.
Well, I pull out one of my swords.
Right.
And then pass the other one to him.
Well, actually, he's got a dagger out.
Or he has something? Okay.
Yeah, he does have a dagger out. He's pulled it out. It's like, so he perhaps can fight if he's got a dagger out, but he's not running in there.
No, I just get myself like prepared to fight, but I'm not like running in with my scrawniness.
Right.
So I'm prepared. I've now prepared myself.
Do you stay where you are? Then
I move
you mentioned?
this closer.
Oh, pardon me.
Where did you put me?
I don't know. What happened?
And we flew off.
You
down.
really?
She stopped existing.
Oh my God. Yeah,
She vanished off this face of the earth.
Where did you put me?
I don't know. It just, I went to,
Aaron!
You died.
yeah, that's all I did was I took you and then I went to move you and it just, poof.
You fling me somewhere?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Bye.
I do
No,
happen to have,
I'm just beside the old wizard man. I'm just up here.
well, give me 1 second. I can get you back. Pardon me, that's annoying. I didn't do anything out of the ordinary. It just bugged. I hope.
Where am I?
Mwah, mwah.
I brought a
There's
new one
too
in.
many people.
Okay, now
Oh,
I brought you back. All right, so
Yeah.
you're here. Give me a second.
I'm
Just
there.
give me a second.
I can't move me though.
I know. Okay, I have to assign you. It takes a second. I had this ready before, but
My person.
okay, almost ready. I have to now save it to your avatar. It takes me a second.
Yeah, no worries. I'm flung somewhere. I don't know where.
I know. That's why I do this beforehand.
And then I was gone.
Yeah, that was weird. All right, so try it now. You should be able to move. I won't touch your character.
Yes.
I was just highlighting a character, actually, is all I was doing.
I'm not sure what, but it was
anyway.
moved on. I was, like a bit closer.
Yeah, so you're...
And I told the dude with me. He's now my buddy, I guess.
Okay, he's like... he's not, he doesn't look like the warrior type. Just,
Neither do I.
that's true, you're kind of peas in a pod, but he comes with you. He's brave. He's brave. The statue's head, by the way, has gone back to marble.
That's good. Is that what that giant person is at the top of the
That
temple?
was her, but yeah, it was supposed to, I had another one ready, and it was okay. The other person is okay. Stuff
This
I have
person
going on.
here. Oh, they're gone now.
Yep. Okay. So you're looking, and Wismar. Oh no, they go now, right? You all failed your thing.
Yeah, we all
Yeah.
failed.
Okay, so this guy runs forward and attacks Perseus. Succeeded, and Perseus attacks that guy,
Mm.
and so he makes his strength check, right? Perseus. He's got a really nice sword. You notice.
I'm way back here.
Okay, give me a second to get my character sheets organized.
Sword almost as nice as the man.
Okay, attack.
Lovely.
Okay, so did it attack? There's an area formerly attract. Oh, okay. I forgot to do one thing here for old Perseus. I forgot to put in the D20. Now, when you put in your weapons, you have to put in which die it uses. That's what I did wrong there. That's why it was giving me error messages. But that is a hit. And he's a second level warrior, so he has 2 dice pools of damage. Meaning he has 2 die 6s he rolls. He gets to pick who he throws them at, but he's going to use both of them on this person thing. And so it's 2 die 6 damage. He does 8 points damage.
Mm.
And with some pretty impressive sword work, he actually cleaves this guy down. And it's like, whoa, that was pretty quick, and blood kind of splatters a bit as his sword whips around. This really nice Greek blade. Thallo actually made his roll, and he looks at Light. He goes, well, are you going to be a hero or a coward? And he goes running.
Coward.
He won't have enough. He can't make it there and attack in time. So he just runs forward and puts himself in between Andromeda, Cassiopeia, hopefully, and the 2 on the left. And he puts himself in a defensive stance as best he can. He's got armor and his shield's up, and he flipped his helmet on. He's got one of those classic Greek helmets and has the eye slits and the nose slit going down, and really cool ones. And it's like, ooh, he looks pretty impressive. He runs up there. And now they close on him unless anyone else can move or act.
No, I can't.
So this one runs at Perseus because he's blocking them at the moment from Cassiopeia, and it attacks. Or no, he defends himself. He makes a strength check, which he passes, and so he blocks off that blow. The other guy's dead. This one runs forward, and Thalos braces himself as he swings his sword, and Thalos makes a dexterity check, and that's actually going to pass. His dex is 8. So he gets hit for 1 die 6 damage. 3. Okay, so that's 3. Okay, and the other one runs forward, and this girl's running away. This guy runs forward to hit Thallo. And Thallo misses his dex, or his strength check, sorry. Actually, I should check. The other one was a miss. His strength is pretty good, but not that good. His strength is 16. Actually, that other hit would not hit, would it?
Mm,
It's the number.
Yeah,
he
so
hit
it
the
would
number.
hit.
It would. But this one, he misses. So, Thalos off his shield. Now, if he rolls, if they roll, what is it? He gets an automatic shield bash?
1 to 5.
1 to 5, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I thought that was true. Thalo is done. They're done, it appears. Now you guys can act. You guys can finish the round.
Okay, I am just gonna run forward. I can't really go too far, but I can probably make it to like there. And that's about it.
Right? So you should be able to engage next round, attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cassiopeia and Andromeda are kind of in shock. Like, and the High Priestess was staring at that statue's head as a thing give her a personal curse and said, "You are going to die immortal now," and sick these possessed people. She's been in shock and kind of stumbling backward, and her daughter is kind of grabbing her mother. And yeah, that's all they do. And go ahead. Wismar was close enough to act, I think, in this whole thing.
Can I cast or attempt to cast my charm spell
Oh,
to make the one fighting Perseus drop his sword?
now in this case, yeah, actually, I will. Yeah, you bet. They're still mortals. So he makes a roll? Intelligence check, and then you make one to see if you keep the spell, or what's the description of that spell? Is it? It's not automatic, is it?
It says a nearby NPC or monster obeys a simple order.
Okay, so he would drop his sword. Now you roll an intelligence check. If you pass, you can cast that spell again. But if you cast it again, you have to make a disadvantage check next time. And so you can keep casting the spell if you keep making the passes. So you can cast the spell again at disadvantage. And the charm, this guy looks baffled, and his black eyes turn on you, and you're like, ooh, you kind of get the willies a bit. But he drops his sword. Pling. Well done. Anyone else left to act? Our first round of official combat in the temple of Thentis. Yes.
We're counting those rolls from
Alright.
before that, like if I failed, I'm not doing anything.
Oh, for the shock from.
Yeah.
Oh, that's done. Oh no, you failed that one, right?
Yeah.
So you can't.
Okay.
You can perform an action, but you can't move.
I just have to quickly look at a description of a spell I have here.
Oh. Spells are starting to fly in the temple.
Are they're not considered nearby to me, are they?
No, you're back. Yeah,
30 feet is what the thingy bajiggy says.
Yeah. So is this accurate? Okay. Just
30 feet.
Actually, there's one guy 25 feet away, 26. Yeah, there's a couple within 30
They're
feet.
just in.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna cast then hold person. So 1d4 nearby targets. Test wisdom each turn to see how long the effect will last.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Now you make a wisdom check to see if you can cast that spell again. And I'll quickly roll their checks. Okay, that's a fail. There's one pass. So the
I
guy.
failed.
So I will. Okay, so you can't cast that spell again. Basically, is what that means. Today.
Ever? Okay, today.
Unless you rest for an hour.
Okay, good.
Okay, this guy is held, right? Now they have these little icons in Roll20, Buzz. When you highlight your avatar, and underneath you pick the little window or a little circle, it'll open up a menu.
Okay, the red, green, and blue.
And there's a bunch of symbols there, which we generally use to make me reminders, if you're stunned or prone or something, or have a spell effect going. You might be, I don't know, hasted or something. Right on. By the way, everybody, this is pretty fun. I'm first time DMing it, so the rules, I'm like, okay, yeah, got to be on it. So the round's done. Your spell did affect 2 of them, and next time they have to make rolls again. And there's 1 who's still fighting Thallo. So you guys are actually doing quite well. I'm impressed. These warriors weren't quite pushovers, but anyway. Do we keep the same initiative? Oof, trying to remember.
I think the initiative gets re-rolled every time you attack.
Now, if that becomes monotonous, which I know most of the games I play in, we all vote that we're not going to do that, because you end up re-rolling every round. It takes like 10 minutes to sort all the crap out. But so I think I'm just going to rotate it and start at the top with Perseus and just go through. And then so every time we have an encounter, you roll once, unless there's, I don't know, I'll have to think about that, but we found it was just a time sink.
Yeah, I agree. It's tedious a little.
Yeah,
long.
the value it added was not worth the time. Is what
Are we
Yeah.
going the
So
like the
Perseus,
order we just did?
yeah.
Because then
So
I'll be closer to the top. Because when we did the initiatives, I rolled crappy, but then for the decks, I passed my thing.
Yeah, I would,
gotcha.
because this is from the earlier stuff with
Oh,
the.
right. So I can just put what they are. So if you're above their line, you're going first. So let me find where the bad guys here. Okay, come here, you.
So I think I was after Percy. I'm not sure exactly. I was like at the front beginning.
Yeah, well, you can decide how you guys want to act when you go first. Wismar, did you fail that dexterity check originally?
Yes.
Actually, that might work if we roll. Oh. Actually, we should try rolling every round because this goes quicker than I thought. You're either above or below. It's simple as that if you pass or fail. And we don't even need the turn order thing. It's just going to waste my time moving characters around. You either go in front of the party or behind it. It comes down to
Yeah.
that. You
Okay.
want to do that? If somebody wants to keep track of it, that would be cool because I may forget.
Keep track of it, like telling everybody to do it.
Yeah, so let me try a couple different ways. I'll put this turn order up.
I did not pass this time.
Oh, do we have to do the deck save every time? Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah, and then either you're above or below, and then
Yeah, I remember.
Okay.
I don't roll. Like the bad guys don't roll.
Yeah.
Right? So who succeeded?
I did.
Okay, so Perseus.
I think I was the only one.
Failed again.
Okay.
Failed.
Spike. Okay. All right, so
We both
Thallo
have 8.
did not pass. Perseus did. Kalia did or not? No?
Didn't.
So there you go. Perseus and Spike will go first, and everyone else goes after them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Let's let Spike go first.
Okay.
Because Perseus is there. He's clearly fighting this one guy who dropped his sword and is stunned. He's just going to lop his head off. Okay.
I'm gonna rush this guy that isn't stunned or disarmed, and then I will attack with my two-handed axe.
How do you attack him? Now, I'm gonna be asking for narrations and stuff because then I'll reward not XP, but it'll just add to the flair. Doesn't have to.
Okay, I'm going straight for a chop, like in between the neck and shoulder,
Precision strike, base of the neck,
like that.
Maximum leverage. All right, so you make your strength check.
Right in the helmet crease.
Oh, he just got the 12. So he manages his shield deflects it, and it does not work. Perseus quickly cleaves this one. Yes, he does. And he spins and cleaves the other one because he has 2 dice in his damage pool. So I'll roll for, I roll for both if there's different targets, right? They each make, okay, that one misses, but he did hit this guy. I'll have to double check that. My guy's a mage in the other game I'm playing, so I don't usually fight hand to hand. But he does 3 points damage, and this guy's still alive. And oh, I have to roll to see if he still is held, right?
Oh, I think I do that. Hold on, let
You
me-
said they get to make a save every round.
Oh yeah, they make
Right.
this. Let me just.
That was not a save. They don't have 12. Okay, so he's still held, and he automatically takes damage. Wham! And the other guy missed, and now it's their turn. So he's still held. The other guy is going to make a roll. He is not held anymore, this guy. And he attacks Thalos, who does not make his strength check. So he takes 3 points damage more. Ugh! And he's been wounded that time. He got under his shield. And then there's 2 bloody wounds on Thalos now. One bloody wound on his leg, and the other one is on his upper arm. And his shield is lowered now because it's kind of wounded. The other guys, yeah.
Spike just cackles when he gets hit.
Oh, this guy, go ahead, roll strength check. This guy
Okay.
This guy turns on you with his Greek sword, and he comes by and a vicious side cut. He turns because you attacked him, of course. And go ahead, roll. And you just and you cackle at him through your and it rings through your helmet. You always have this weird this tonal kind of sound. Sounds like you're in a tin box when you're talking.
I'm laughing at Thallo for being hit
Oh, okay.
because he was rude to me.
Because he is rude. and I'm petty.
You stupid.
They're done. It's now you guys can go. Whoever wants to act and how. You can sort of coordinate a bit. Say, hey, look out, I'm going to do this, or so on.
Right, who's next?
22.
Can I tell if anyone has a shield?
All of them do, the bad guys.
All the bad guys do? Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. I'll cast Magic Missile on the guy that dropped his sword. The guard.
Oh, wow. Your first level, you only
I
get
cast
one
that?
spell. You
Oh.
only have one spell you can cast. And
That's charm.
right? Or am I off?
That's
At first
because
level.
you get one memorized, but then the other ones
Yeah.
are in your book. So what does that?
If
No,
they're-
so that means per level you get one spell of any level. So if you're
they're
third
in-
level,
If they're in your book, I think you cast them, and then if you fail, then you have to roll on the magic, like, consequence table.
oh, that's
You
dangerous.
don't
Yeah.
have them memorized.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. If you want to try cast them out of your book, which is supposed to be kind of an act of desperation, perhaps because of the side effects. If you miss that
Okay.
roll,
Okay, I'll
and
Yeah,
sometimes
now
you
that I
are
know
desperate,
that.
right? You're like, ah.
yeah.
So you pick
Um,
one spell, and you can rest for an hour to rememorize any other spell to replace it. Or
So I can keep using charm.
as long as you make those checks.
Okay.
And now you're
Yeah.
at disadvantage because you cast it once. So when you cast it now, it automatically works, but you cast that to see if you can cast it again. I mean, you roll that disadvantage check to see if you can cast it again. That's what I
Okay.
would say.
I'll cast charm. I'll try to cast charm again. And that's intelligence.
Yep.
And the order.
Now
if
it automatically works. So what's your command or your charm?
He turns around, turns his back to. I can't look at my glasses.
To
Perseus. Says fail.
So you can't cast a spell anymore, but it works this time. What was your charm effect?
The guard turns his back to
Oh.
Percy's.
Oh, gotcha. So he turns around. There you go. Next, who has to act? Everyone gone? We're done?
Emma and Carly haven't gone.
Yeah.
Okay, step up.
Okay, so Light's gonna run forward and take out his flail just to be ready and say, Princess, Queen, stay back, and then just kind of be because he just can't really get in there right now, but he's just going to be another line of defense in case one gets through.
Okay.
Be
Ready
ready.
yourself?
Yeah, I'm ready with my flail out.
I see what this elder, old-looking man priest is doing, and
Hey,
what? Graying-haired priest man. It's like, describe yourself.
Ammon.
Huh?
Ammon. The
No,
poet?
not him. Carly's person.
Carly,
I see
Light.
what,
Oh,
Light.
Thing.
Sorry, yeah.
and I say to my new friend,
Ammon. That one's
Ammon.
Ammon.
that one's Ammon. Nice. Let's go. Let's get closer. Who's flinging around?
Let's be like
crowds
that
are running
guy.
away. Everyone's running.
Okay, I was just suddenly there's people's icons just like flinging across the screen. Just like,
Yeah, they're all, everyone's left. The
So
place is almost abandoned. Like,
I move kind of like what Carly's doing, but like on the other side of Perseus over here. And I coax this old man with me.
The Ammon. Not
yeah, you're able to do it. Yeah, he seems.
We're in this together.
Yeah, he's totally,
We did this.
yes, my dear. Let's, it looks like we may be winning. Look, our hero. He fends off,
am
he
your
protects the
wife
princess. And these other strangers, who are they? Perhaps the gods work in mysterious ways, he mutters to you, and he's almost grinning. Like he's watching the work of gods and heroes. This is the stuff he makes poetry about.
Yeah, my person's going through a bit of a religious, I'm not sure what right now, but
Oh, it's okay. Just talk to Light. He'll show you the light.
my person is voodoo.
Yeah.
Gonna go kill a chicken and hang it over some archers. or
The
something.
pagan gods were weird too.
Yeah.
Definitely. And
But-
these are considered pagan gods, the Greek gods.
Okay, so
Okay. That's what I do. I head over there.
So you move into, and you can see this. There's a flurry of combat still going on. I think
Yeah.
that's everybody.
did Thallo go?
Oh no, he did not, because he did not. So Thallo has two facing him now. One's wounded, and he is going to make his. No, he's not going to make a strength check. That is a miss. That's the round. So make your dex rolls. If you pass, you go first. A tie is not a pass.
Okay, I succeeded.
Okay,
Failed
Spike, I'll
again.
keep you there.
I succeeded.
Perseus made it. I'll leave him there. Light made it. Okay. Wismar did not. Right?
I mean,
Fail.
Thallo does not. And Akala, you passed?
Yep.
Okay. So now we have 4 of you moving in front of the last 3. Oh, Perseus still has to attack that guy on his back, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he kills him.
which one died? Which one's
and
also?
he also uses one of his. Now, Jax, look that up real quick a minute for me. Does he roll for each when he distributes his dies? He has 2, right? So he's going to attack one with one. Does he roll for each one, or does he pool the roll? You know what I'm saying? Well, he does his strength check to see if he hits.
You have to do a strength check for each target to see if they are hit.
Okay, that's what I thought. So he hits both, And the first guy, okay. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Massive damage.
Wow.
The heck? 2 ones?
Unfortunate.
He doesn't kill the guys his back's turned to him.
Like poke them?
Okay, that's done now.
It was too
Fallow
honorable.
missed. He rolled an 18. Okay, so they're still active, and this guy's going to turn around, obviously. Perseus goes first at this round, though, unless one of you guys wants to act first. All right. Spells go off, I think, at the end of the round. But you can cast them now.
No, I'm done with spells right now.
And you passed your disadvantage roll, Buzz, or you failed it for...
I failed it.
Yeah, right. So anyone want to volunteer to go first, or Perseus is fighting and he's just going to... He'll go for it for the moment.
Yeah, you can go.
Okay.
You can go first.
Wow, he critted, so that's double
Mhm.
damage against that one.
Double damage.
There,
on
he's
one.
felt a bit ashamed that his wimpy blows. Oh, and he just got a 16. That's his strength. He missed, but he did double damage on this guy. Oh, for 6 points damage. And this time he hacks his arm off, and he stabs him in the heart.
Yeah.
Right through his cuirass, his bronze armor.
Excellent.
Oh,
So both these ones are dead then?
now I forgot about something, of course, in this game.
Darn.
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
Those
sorry, I
red
was-
dots are dead.
Yeah, so then, but he just killed another one?
Yeah, but I forgot about armor points.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I guess they would have.
Yeah, they're armored. They have, with their shield, they have 4 armor points.
Yeah.
So, well, that's water under the bridge. I got to remember that now. That's why armor will save your life often, because they soak up hits, right? I forgot about that. So make sure you know what your armor point is. And even if you're a wizard, you probably have 1 if you're wearing robes and stuff. Not necessarily though. And if you don't have an armor point, you'll take hit damage right off the bump. So, gotta remember that. So anyway, this guy's dead too. He's just died. You got a crit on him. And then this one here, he takes 1d6 damage. He takes 5, and he doesn't kill that guy. Okay, this guy's still alive. 2 hit points left, and his armor has been soaked up already. That guy has been hit now, because Thalow's been wanging on him as well. But I just started his hit points, so he takes some damage. Now this guy here, he has also taken 1, so he has 2 AP left, and I can put that in the blue circle, the APs. That's actually a handy spot to put it. There we go. His hit points in the red circle. That guy hasn't been hit yet. The one you're fighting, Spike, has he? Did you hit him?
No.
No.
Yes.
And Thalos has missed him as well. He's actually still quite a danger. And these guys, now there is a bit of guilt in the fact that these guys are actually ceremonial guards from the city.
Yeah, I thought about that.
And but they seem to be assassins now. So Perseus is hacking away at him just because, well, he's defending the princess. Who's next?
Okay, I'll go and I'll try and sweep this guy's legs. With my axe.
Hugh's legs.
Okay, well,
Wow.
because I do my -4, so that's like an unnatural 1.
Crit.
Well, it says you got a crit.
I know, but it's
Oh.
because I add 4 to all of my rolls to
Oh.
hit for strength because I have a 2-handed weapon.
Oh, I see a penalty. Yeah. But even
So-
a natural crit is if you roll a 1, that's still a double damage.
Yeah, but I rolled a 4, I think, and then I got -4 to it, so it just says 0.
Should say crit. Okay, but it still says you got a crit. That's on. So anyway, his shield gets splintered and it clips off his greave on his leg and destroying an armor point of his.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Yeah, he's got 1 left. His armor's still kind of attacked now. Also, if your armor's taking damage, you have to fix it.
Yeah.
And you do that. You need an hour to try to fix it. You roll a die. But anyway, who's next? Spike hits him.
Yeah, Light will go and engage with this one and attack with his flail.
Okay, this guy's shield is shattered and he's discarded because it's mangled. His armor is mangled. So go ahead. You can try to strike him down. And he's wounded.
Okay. So
Perseus
that
got him.
attack. So for attack, I rolled a hit die, right?
You roll strength check.
Here it
In
comes.
your character. And it's
Success.
success. So you do 1d6 damage.
1d6. Here it comes.
And he has no armor to soak it up. So what's your strike? Where are you going to hit him? Because you give him a mortal blow.
Oh, well then straight for the head, mother.
So down, cleave head, stave his head in with your sword.
Well, it's a flail. It's
flail?
gonna
Right.
blow
That's a
some
neat looking
ears
weapon.
off and some pieces go flying.
Oh, I got the wrong guy.
It's not gonna be a clean slice.
Oh, it is that guy. Yeah. Okay.
It's gonna be a skull basher.
Flail swipe.
Yeah. So he is dead. Gonzo drops with crushed head, ears severed.
May the gods have mercy on your souls.
Akalia, you can go.
Is there like space for me to wiggle in here?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Might as well. I wiggle in there and I whack at the dude
Okay. With what?
with my sword.
Ah.
Small sword.
Do you have like a cool, weird sword from West Coast Africa or Egyptian blade or something? Is it just something? Yeah.
Or is it just a regular, boring old iron sword?
Well, there's the
Like
Greek
the
style sword is kind of like inverted. It's concave.
It's actually more like Teddy style handmade. Western
All right,
act.
so you make your strength check on your
Okay.
character sheet,
Oh, great.
and this guy does he have any armor left? He has one armor point left.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh yeah, what happens when I fumble again? Oh boy, I
I
have to think of
know, I
this.
like like it's bad. I like it. And that,
No, something does happen. There's a
have someone else or myself.
geez, I'm trying to remember. What happens, Jax?
Is there something or like a thing you have to roll to see how bad I messed up?
Possibly. Trying to remember.
Seems to be a lot of that kind of stuff in here.
Hopefully I just don't lose all my teeth like Jax.
I really
the
Accidentally.
don't-
damage dealt to the okay, so but if you fail,
What page are you on?
I'm
it
gonna
just
get-
says when the result of a d20 roll to attack is a natural 1 or a roll to defend is a natural 20, the damage dealt to a creature is doubled. But it doesn't say if you fumble on an attack. Like if you fumble on a defend, you take double damage. But if you fumble on an attack,
So I just don't attack, basically, right?
Yeah, exactly. It would,
Is that I just like stand there, I'm like, huh, and I'm there.
Just happy to be here, guys.
You want some
yeah.
spice?
Okay, let's leave that for now then. I'll look later. There's a few little holes I have to fill in. I realize this game.
Later I'll lose a leg.
Yeah, there are some interesting tables though. If you mess
Remember
up
when
in
you
certain
got-
ways.
Legless this whole time.
So you completely whiff.
Yeah, I just stand there basically.
Oh yeah. And now it's their turn. And the one remaining one seems intent on just fighting to the death, but now you guys have isolated him and kind of surrounded him. He's trying to reach Cassiopeia, who's just like looking in horror, and her daughter's there clutching, and Perseus comes back, and he's like, oh, there's really not much more room for him to, at the moment, as the three of you are piling on. But this guy does take a cut at, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's on Thallo. Uh-oh, Thallo's wounded. So Thallo makes a strength check and fails. Oh, and this guy ducks in and just ferocious hacks, moves in and sticks his blade deep into Thalos's chest. You're not sure if he strikes as hard or not, but Thalos just, he got me! And he stumbles backward. Actually, no, he doesn't. What am I talking about? His armor points soak it up.
Oh.
And he sticks out his tongue at him. Actually, he's been hit. Oh, wait, he has been. Oh, wait, no, he used up his 3 armor points. But he has a shield, so he had 4 armor points. That was his last armor point. Because he's been hit, that'll be 4 times now. Thalos.
Yeah.
And I've already given him damage, which technically I didn't, but I've kind of water under the bridge. So Thalos, his weapons are all shattered and stuff, and he's now just, and this guy's done though. So who's left? Talos is next, actually.
Yeah.
Unless Wismar, you want to act, or anyone else?
Yeah, I'd like that.
Sure.
Maybe. The tree next to me,
Mhm.
is that a fruit tree?
Olive, perhaps?
There's some
or-
kind of oranges or something on there.
Probably olives.
Olives?
Yeah.
Okay, am I able to reach a handful of olives and throw them towards Perseus?
Yes, you could.
Okay.
This
And
guy.
make a dexterity roll. See if it gets his. You want to get his attention, sort of thing. I'm assuming here.
Yeah.
And I'll give you advantage, okay? Because it's not that hard, but so you can roll twice and take the best, and actually it gives you the option of advantage when you roll, right?
He
Does it or
succeeded.
does it not? Anyway, it is a success both ways. Wow, 2 5s, and he spins around, sword at the ready. And ready. What is that? So you kind of hit him right in the head with an olive.
I'm gonna wave.
And he looks at you. Make a charisma check.
Uh-oh. What if he doesn't like what he sees?
And this is to see if all those years he can recognize the young boy that now has grown into a slim.
Oh.
Oh no.
And he's looking,
Oh.
but then he turns away, and you don't think, and he looks puzzled. He looks at you for a moment, and it doesn't quite dawn. I guess perhaps your hair is different.
Okay.
But then he turns away. So for the moment, it was just didn't connect. Anyone else?
I think that's everyone.
I think that's everyone. Okay, here we go. Roll again. This guy's hacking away at Thallo. It appears to be almost over. And anyone who passed can act. I like that way the initiative works. Actually, it's pretty quick.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah, I might not even use that table anymore. I'll just write it down on a piece of paper. That table's a bit annoying. I have to.
It's in the way.
Actually, I got an idea. But anyway, anyone who succeeded? You guys go.
Wismar.
Yeah, I succeeded. I still
wow.
can't cast the spell.
No, not till you rest or recharge it. And you can change it if you want. The book is you can cast it out of the book.
I'm just gonna lay low,
Observe.
observe,
Alright. Yeah,
cheer
that's fine.
on, increase the
You
morale.
can hold your action, yeah. And everybody's left. You can imagine all these pedestrians and peons are all gone. I just haven't cleared them all out. You guys are left just with this small group. Anyone else? Go. Anyone pass?
I attacked the dude.
Oh, excellent. Did you hit?
I don't know. I haven't done that part
Make
yet.
strength check.
Yes, I'm.
And describe how. We'll see if you hit, and okay, you do come in, and you miss somehow. Anyone else? No?
No, we all failed.
Okay, so this guy is going to attack Akalia this time. So you have to make a strength check. As this guy,
No.
turns on you with his sword now and is like, "How dare you strike at me?" And do you have armor?
2.
Right.
I
So
have
at least
some.
you have that. I'll put it in your little blue circle here. So, oh, he does. So he does take out a bit of your armor. So that means you'll have to repair that, or he rents your
No.
robe or whatever, breaks your.
My leather vest.
Yeah. And now you guys can finish up.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get him again.
Yeah.
This is-
Look.
Okay.
Yay.
I finally hit him. So,
You soak up his last armor.
oh god damn it.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I think that guy has to. Oh, he just went. Yeah, I'll go in and I'll attack him from the side.
Yeah, it's just the one guy.
We're just not doing too hot. That's all.
We're doing pretty hot. We're all alive. It's hot.
Yeah, actually, you did quite well. So.
Well, I'm not doing that hot.
Success.
Success.
But then I
Alright,
haven't
So
hit.
he has no armor points left, so now you're doing damage. 5.
5.
Okay. He definitely, your sword
Mighty
bites into his.
blow.
Where do you hit him?
I'm gonna aim. I'm gonna kind of take it in from the side and go in for the back.
Yeah, it works. It goes. His armor's rent and torn, and hit him. Anybody?
Down.
Anybody else? We're done, I think, almost, right?
Yeah, it's not my turn.
All right, so you guys roll. I don't even roll in this initiative. It's great. and just take charge. Like if you succeed, you can act, and we'll kind of do it organically that way.
Failure.
Anyone,
Not
anyone
easy
pass?
when your dex is an 8.
I get a crit.
Wow, so you're definitely going.
I hit
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Go for it. Strength check.
I just did a strength check.
Oh, okay, it's fail.
What?
Oh, you missed. Or no, you're not cactus.
Emma, if you step
I
back
got the
and throw a
crit.
dagger, you attack with dex.
But then
No,
you
I know,
throw
but
into melee.
I just did a strength and I got a 1.
Yeah, no, you made a mistake because we were rolling initiative. You were supposed to roll dexterity check, but that's fine. We'll take the 1, but you do act, and then you have to roll now a strength check if you're attacking in melee.
Wait, now I'm so confused.
Yes.
The roll you did was for
Wow.
initiative.
Oh, well,
But
then
you passed anyway.
I passed with.
Yeah, and I'd acquaint yourself with the rules, like get in and read them and such, because
No, yeah, it was just a mistake. It wasn't not. I missed the. Anyways, press the
okay,
button.
you did hit though, right? Did you do a strength check?
I did. I'm going to, because if I have a throwing weapon, I can step back and use dex.
Yeah, but in this game, if you throw in a melee, it's a 50-50 chance you'll hit your friend if they're in melee.
And I guess I will roll strength again and probably. Yeah, no, I failed.
That's
I don't do anything.
yeah, strength is 7. All right, anyone else?
We're all wondering why this little African woman ran in here.
Is swinging. So now this guy is going toward Cassiopeia, so it's going to attack either Thalo or Achalia. Is that how you say that? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and I rolled a 6. So it's attacking Achalia.
Mhm.
Well, you have still an armor point left, so I'll get you to roll a strength check. Because I don't roll for attacks, you roll for defense in this game. That's how the mechanic works. And he misses. You dodge his blow. And so that means it's the rest of your guys' turn to act. Oh, I don't know. Hey.
Okay, I'm gonna try again. 10 milli time. I'm gonna try and sweep his legs again. Last
Not
time.
travel, pal.
Okay.
Ooh.
This
Awesome.
time you're doing damage. Yeah.
So I rolled D6 and I add 4 to it, so
Oh, because the big weapon.
8 damage.
Oh, wow.
Smash!
So how do you eviscerate this guy?
Well, I in one movement sweep his legs up from under him and then just smash it on his head.
With great effect. And
There he
silence
goes.
ascends on the temple as the bodies crash and the opponents are done and everyone's breathing heavily and looking around and there's blood splattered here and there, and we'll take a short bio pause here and reassemble in a few moments or 5 minutes to continue with the adventure.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I have to send a message to Buzz a minute. Okay. Well, that was interesting so far. I like how you guys have been asking questions and stuff and getting to know a couple. Well, you've obviously met some NPCs already. Thallo of Argos, Amon the Pot, Andromeda in a way, Cassiopeia even, and we'll see. Because now you're left there, the royal guard's slain, and Perseus is holding Andromeda, and they're looking at the head, and he looks at her, and you heard the pronouncements of the goddess. In 10 days, the Kraken will come.
Hey, so Darren,
Mm-hmm.
when you use your memorize spell, and then if you pass the roll after so that you can use it again, does that keep going, or can you only use it a maximum of twice?
No, it keeps going, but every time you have to roll at disadvantage after the first attempt.
Okay.
So it's possible. The dice are good to you and you have high stats.
Yeah,
That
just keep
helps, of
charming
course.
them all to
Yeah,
drop their stuff.
in our game, I fired off with 3 fireballs or magic missiles. Magic missiles is a very handy spell.
Mhm.
Now, I'm not sure how long everyone can play, but I'm hoping. Well, we'll see how it goes, and there might be a chance that you can talk about your background and go to the next level. And if you don't have that ready, or if it hasn't happened, you'll have to wait till next session, possibly. Also, technically, you're supposed to kind of, now we've all been involved in the adventure in one way or another, so I feel that we have been involved, and using our backgrounds is just getting involved. So anyway, review the rules. It's there. It's pretty clear. An interesting way to advance in level. But for the moment, picture yourself in this now fairly quiet temple, which you can actually hear birds chirp again, and the clouds seem to have left. That suddenly appeared, and the sun is coming in, but the statue is still destroyed. And there's cracks in the floor and stuff too. There's a lot of damage done in this temple. The 4 bodies are bleeding out in pools of blood. You have perhaps some wounds, or I'm not sure. Thallo is wounded. Perseus sheaths his sword and looks around. Kraken. And Cassiopeia turns to her daughter. We are to sacrifice you to save the city? And of course, in a practical sense, I mean, that seems the only way to go. She'll have to be sacrificed. And it's dawning on everybody. It's sort of, and Perseus starts shaking his head. There's
It seems a pity for an
Well-
innocent person to be sacrificed at the mistake of another.
May as well get it over with now.
you hear a mumble from Spiky. All right, I'll do it. Pulls out
Yep.
the dagger.
If someone has to do it, I'm here.
And yeah, that startles everybody a bit, of course. And you know, there's some nodding and things like it's, well, the gods demand the princess, and or the Kraken's coming. And there's a moment of silence, and but you can see Perseus he's staring at the head of the statue, and he's thinking. And the seconds tick by, and you can do what you will, it appears, and Cassiopeia turns to her daughter. Daughter, I don't know but it appears you have a clear duty now. I don't know if there is a way to stop this. And she looks a bit still baffled at Cassiopeia. And I do not fear the presence of her anymore. I've lost my powers. And she looks a bit stricken, and
I mean, you brought this upon yourself. Sorry to say.
Perhaps there is another way that you can beg the gods' forgiveness.
Nope.
Well, perhaps.
Hmm.
Frowns at
Perseus is-
you.
Perhaps we could just take her out right now.
And there's this talks going around, and people are starting to nod, and you see crowds of people are starting to emerge now. You notice them, their heads popping around the columns, and they're moving up. Hundreds of people crowding around, watching what's transpiring and listening, and a lot of them are nodding at the strange guy in the helmet. And it's like, well, sooner than later, it's better. You hear mutterings in the crowd, and
We should speak in a place more private, or else can we adjourn?
it appears you're here. You're in the spotlight. The crowd's murmuring, and you see an area kind of part a little bit, and the skinny guy in the loincloth, he comes forward, and he's saying in a sort of Saturnius voice, "Ah, see, the gods have spoken and forsaken our beautiful city. The princess, she must pay for our folly." And he dances a little caper.
She must pay. It's kind of stuttering because there's a lot of people here and it's a little stressful. She must pay for her mom's folly, not
You hear this firm,
not our fault.
"No," cut through, and the murmuring stops, and it cuts you off, Spiky. And it comes from Perseus, and he's turned around now, and after he's been staring at the head, and he looks at everybody, goes, "No, for I will slay the Kraken." And there's this moment of kind of shock, and even a few people laugh, and then kind of, and "Slay the Kraken," you hear the prophet speak, the mystic. "Who can slay a Titan? Only gods can slay a Titan. He's a blasphemer as well." And the crowd kind of comes forward a bit, surging a little closer. And they got it seems he's swaying them.
Spiky, he kind of steps into the crowd, into the group of people.
"Hold,
Away.
there must be a way," Perseus says. "There must be a way to slay a Titan. It's happened before. Someone must know." And he looks around the crowd and into people's faces and for hope, and there certainly must be a way. Now, I'm going to give Emma's character, because her background is actually might hold this. She can make either a wisdom or intelligence check. And who else? I don't think anyone else would know. Oh, I'll roll for Ammon. Ammon might roll.
No.
Light wouldn't maybe know? It's a cleric. I don't know.
I'll give you a disadvantage because your background, I'm not sure where you're from and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happening, but I'll give you a benefit of the doubt. I'll give you a disadvantage.
Okay.
Roll.
What is this knowing about?
On wisdom or
Of some mythological story of some way a Titan died. Like
Oh.
they have died, they've been defeated, but it's like you said, that only gods can kill a Titan.
Carly
And they are super powerful, like as far as all the legends are.
I double successed.
Would this count as a finding secret things? No, it wouldn't.
Maybe secret knowledge.
Well, I'm giving you the role because of
I know,
your
asking
background.
if basically I'm asking
Oh,
advantage
to gain advantage. Now that depends how you want to spin this, Emma, because I'll let you use this as a moment.
I also rolled with disadvantage and still passed.
And I'll give you a moment here. So I'm going to give you a hint then, because you passed, Carly. I'll say that there's a spark that goes in your head, and you as well. And you think of these oracles, these strange, you're not sure if they're mortals or not, or humans, but they're said to be the Stygian witches. It all of a sudden comes to your mind, the Stygian witches. They are said to be the wisest oracles ever.
Okay. Hark. I know perhaps a way. We must consult with the Stygian witches. Their oracles they may know. If anyone knows, they will know.
Naaman turns though, but they are vile beings. They are cannibals.
It is worth a try still.
It would be dangerous. Naaman, because he seemed to have rattled something in his mind, he passed as well. It is, but then he goes quiet, muttering, what choice do we have? He's muttering. Now the Stygian witches, it is rumored, I'll let all three of us roll to see if we know where they are, or if we have to find somebody who does.
Wisdom or
Because
intelligence again?
And they might even be just something in myth, that are they even real? And so on. Now, the rest of you can act at any occasion. The crowd is kind of baying for blood in a way. They want to, it seems like this guy's come here to grab the princess and haul her off to be sacrificed. And so far, he's kind of, the crowd's sort of. But then Perseus did his thing. And Perseus is really charismatic. And he's got a perfect chin.
It's on Aemon. Emma and I both failed.
Okay. Who, you and Emma's character?
Yeah, we both failed. You said that Aemon might know too.
Right. And he's we'd have to consult the libraries and the mystics. The last I heard, though, even though he failed, he knows vaguely that they come from the land of Egypt. Now, Emma, I'm going to give you advantage. So you get to roll one more attempt. That's advantage, basically, you roll twice, take the best result. Because you were recently there and you might have picked up, I just realized that. But no, that's where you probably picked up the Stygian witches, but now but you already rolled once before.
Yeah, that was
Didn't
advantage.
you say with advantage I get to roll twice? Isn't that what you just said?
That was your second one, was the failure.
Oh,
Okay.
You're making me roll not twice more.
No, because I just remembered I'm going to give you one more chance, one more roll. Not that you didn't make it on the last one. But anyway, for now, this clue you have, and you're in this big temple. It's somewhere in Egypt.
We know that now?
You do know that. It's the Stygian witches. Yes, they're somewhere in the desert in Egypt.
Someplace in Egypt. We can find a location. We just must research and pray. Pray to the Hermes, the god of knowledge. He will show us the way with the wings on his shoes.
Amun's nodding. Yes, a sign will come, for the gods are certainly involved in this.
We must watch the omens.
I distance myself from the rest of the group because I'm getting weirded out from all this other god talk.
Because you're wrong.
Feathers and stuff. Fiddle with it.
Can we pray if we have a god that we are like have a connection to, or that we are like most strongly believe in? Can we pray to them for some sort of thing in game?
That's of course. If it fits your character and your background in some way, and it doesn't have to be solid, but it's your way to do it, and then you can use that to gain advantage on a roll.
Okay.
So that's why I gave Emma actually, because she's involved. That's what this session we're kind of, it's training wheels on for everybody, myself included. So some things we're correcting things and so on. So anyone want to act? Now you distance yourself, you're doing stuff. And then
Okay.
Perseus, go ahead.
Did that sway the crowd a little bit? Or they like, yes.
Oh,
We can
yeah.
send heroes. It will be a grandeur, adventure, and story. Trying to
Excellent.
appeal.
Now, do you have a favorite god?
It's kind of got like a couple.
Poseidon, you were.
Yeah, I think Poseidon's
too,
is
right?
number one.
All right, I'll make a charisma check at advantage because you're using your background abilities and invoking a moment and trying to convince this crowd who have turned a bit ugly and where you want to take this princess and who about an hour ago were cheering jubilantly at her own wedding.
Oh, I failed twice, one of which a massive
The one
fail.
which is this stranger wants to sway us from, and the gods will be angered. And the crowd starts murmuring now, and it's it's sort of backfired. They're not in a friendly mood toward the gods. Yeah. So Perseus is like, well, he's looking around. He's almost pulling his sword. I will not let them harm you, he says quietly to the princess. And suddenly Cassiopeia stands up straight. People of Joppa, it is as you say. This must be done, but we must not rush it. It must be done properly. In 10 days, my daughter will pay the ultimate price for my blasphemy. That is the price we shall pay. And Perseus steps forward. No, I vow to kill the Kraken. And I ask now, any here, take an oath with me to help me, and you will have eternal glory in history and the rewards of the treasure found. I vow this as the son of Zeus and the bitter foe of Calibus. Yeah, I said his name, for he is behind this. Do you not realize his mother is the very goddess of this city? And the people roll.
Light will step forward. I am with you, man.
And he sees, and it's powerful, and I'm invoking his background for his moment, and it works quite well. The crowd, and Cassiopeia is nodding wisely. She's got a hold of herself. The crowd is kind of quieted, and a lot are nodding now and kind of feeling a bit ashamed. Yes, we do have 10 days. He's right. What were we thinking? And the prophet's even a bit cowed, and he's sort of just looking at Perseus with kind of with a look like his moment's been denied, I guess. And for the moment, the crowd is appeased, and Perseus goes, "Well, who steps forward?" And you step forward, of course. Who was that?
Wismar steps forward and says, "The Perseus I knew as a child was never scared of any creature, so I could only imagine has no fear as a full-grown man."
And he turns on Wismar. And again, can you describe your appearance as you came out of nowhere? And you guys have a big audience. There's now hundreds of people all amongst the columns again and peering in, and it's all quiet as they're listening to this grand drama happening.
I approached Perseus in my ceremonial headdress and a very pale white skin with bright blue eyes, kind of frail, almost as if I lived within the volcanic rock for many years.
And his eyes go wide in startlement. He's Wismar, my friend. And he just comes forward right away and kind of just automatically kind of embraces you. And he has this boyish look on his face as he goes back to that time when you guys were little naked kids running in the ocean, discovering seashells and stuff. And and being that age of innocence that you shared. Is it really you? All these years, you survived.
It is me, Perseus. I've waited all these years to find you. I've had dreams of the old adventures, the hikes, the old battles, all the fights. I
Well,
slowly approach and give him a hug.
and everybody claps, and this big crowd surges with joy again as this roller coaster crowd is now seems to be with Perseus, and you coming in there and saying the speech seem to be the cherry on top, and they're all cheering now, and streamers are flying in as you guys hug, and you're now center stage a minute, and you realize this now, and you're like, whoa, we got a big audience. And he goes, well, my friend, will you come aid me in this quest? I have much to tell you.
I would be glad to grace you with my presence. It would be my pleasure.
And he smiles, that perfect smile, perfect teeth. He's just, perfect dimple. And then we will surely succeed. And he turns, and you, and he goes to, was it Light?
Yeah.
You step forward and you
Yes.
said,
I am with you, man.
he looks you in the eye and gives you a dazzling smile. And just, God, what a God. And yes, another champion. You have the look about it, and you feel yourself uplifted somewhat by him. He's just awesome. He's just
Oh, yes, I always knew I was meant for a championship. Yes.
and he's like, who else here will come with us on a grand adventure with danger and reward? And his charisma is so much that you're being pulled to him.
I just yeah, okay. I don't know. I guess Spike to me is not.
Well,
He's not
Spike,
really moved by vanity.
you traveled with both
Oh yeah, I guess.
and Wismar, so Light will talk to you. Spikey,
Now,
I have not known you long, but I know that you are a great fighter and would be a great asset to our quest.
I do this for you two, but not for them or those who defy the gods. And I kind of glare through my very concealing
said.
helmet
well
at
said.
Dearest Spikey.
Perseus and Andromeda and whatever, Cassiopeia.
And well played, Jax. Like, you can walk away, and there's other ways this can work out. But you do your helmet bobs, and you speak. But Perseus does come up to you, and he kind of puts his arm on your shoulder, and he goes, "Friendship is the best reason for anything, is it not? I respect that decision, and I respect your sword arm in this adventure." And then
Well, I'm not doing it for you, so there's no need to respect me for it.
still, you were taking a risk. And he's just such a guy, but you're like, eh.
Eh.
And he steps aside. Anyone else? You are a stranger. And his dark eyes turn to Agalia. You look like a type you knew about the Stygian witches. You look like you came from this land. You would be of great help, I sense, in this. Why else have you been brought here?
That is for me to know. Not for you to know.
I suppose he... Will you not join us on this adventure?
I will join only because we will be sacrificing one of your god's titans.
Ah, I see that you need to speak to the poet Amun there about the mythology For the Titans and gods fought a great war,
Yeah.
and they were overcome, and the Titans mostly destroyed or imprisoned. The Kraken is one of the last of the major ones.
Yeah. I'm there. I'm trying to find a reason why my character would want to join in on this, like, at all.
Mm-hmm. and he's made you an offer, and your call, but it's an adventure. You kind of have to go, or
I know that was my
you could.
yes,
Because
because there's no real reason why she would.
yeah. Now that may be. Now you have to come up with one, Emma. Is what I'm kind of getting. Right?
Wismar.
This is part of your story. I can't say you're in, blah, and wave a wand. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
gonna do something.
Wismar slowly approaches the conversation and says, Perseus has never failed me. He's a bold, honest, caring individual. And for us to fight with him at his wedding and stand beside him here, if that is not enough for you to come with us, let's come with us, please.
Or stay and leave your fiend
It's
gods in another part.
from the heart.
I will join. I will join you. I will figure out a reason in a moment.
Yeah, that's you have to
Now
come
we
up with a
travel
reason.
with
If-
a heathen.
Like,
Maybe-
and that goes with everybody. If you don't have a reason to go, I'll shrug and go, well, then I guess you're not coming on the adventure. I mean, you have to come up with something, and it has to impel you to come. It might be that you want to get a mountain of gold that's in your past, or there's something to do with the item you have, or some encounter. All right?
Maybe you want to show up light because your gods are different, and
Because really it comes down to it, I'm going to shrug and say, well, then I guess you go off into the sunset and we'll continue on. If you have
Yeah,
no
I
reason
have,
to be there.
Yeah, I have a bit of an idea, Darren. I don't. Also, there's stuff I don't want to say to everybody yet, too.
Yeah, and, okay, that's coming too, because we're going to end this session with an option of people able to tell a tale about their past, one of their secrets or skeletons perhaps, or something good. It can be something uplifting and happy. It doesn't have to be dark and tragic. So Perseus is here. The crowd is tense and happy mood now, and the speeches are being said, and people are stepping forward. But the one, there's a couple. Spiky was reluctant, and there was a tense moment where he almost walked out and just said, "I want nothing to do with your gods," and meh. And it was really well played. And as well with Emma, you're reluctant. You're like, why should I join this? But there's something that made you step forward and fight. And I don't know. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. And the poet is there just watching everything, Ammon, and he's just like, trying to take it all in and jotting down stuff, I suppose, in his scrolls. Cassiopeia.
I walk over to Cassiopeia and I say, why do you think that you are so above the gods to say something so blasphemous?
She turns.
you're here.
And her mouth kind of works for a minute. She looks at her beautiful daughter, which is unmistakably one of the most beautiful mortals around. But she goes, I was not thinking. Her head goes down, and the crowd goes a bit quiet.
Your thoughtless manner has threatened the sanctity of life, I'm afraid.
And she can only nod now as she's being reprimanded, of course, and the crowd is starting to bay a bit. Hey, yeah, perhaps we should sacrifice both of them.
That will do no good to see more blood spilt.
But any blood that was spilled is on your hands. Let there be no doubt about that.
And the crowd is looking grim. And she's nodding. I gladly take my daughter's place. I would. But it is the God's will. It is the God's will. And she looks up now with a bit of a harder look. And a lot of people are kind of backing off. She's the head priestess. And God wills it, God makes demands, and I've accepted that as demands. But Perseus, you say that you can slay this creature? Is it possible? And he's, well, he's looking like, yeah, oh yeah. Of course, there is a way they've been slain in the past, and he gains confidence. With this group, we cannot fail. We leave immediately. I have a boat, and we will sail to Africa. We will come back with the answers on how this thing is we slay before this 10 days is up. I vow it. Before Zeus. And the crowd kind of murmurs approvingly and seems to, yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, good. And they nod, and he looks to you, he goes, please, I wish to leave as soon as possible. Can you bring your stuff to my boat? It's down at the wharf. It has the red sail with the octopus on it. And that's the boat that you guys saw earlier. It's a little fast little sloop that Perseus had gotten in his travels. And Almon steps forward. I too will come. I have knowledge in some of these matters and wish to write the story of this adventure. It cannot be forgotten. And then Thallo steps forward, and he's been quiet in the back, and he's been kind of tending his wounds, just being quiet, watching the whole affair, and not really participating. But then he suddenly steps forward, and he says, I too shall accompany you, Perseus. I seek some fame again and a place to set roots. Perhaps this city is it, but I must earn my place to it. I come with you and my sword. Perseus nods. Thallo, you are more than welcome. Your deeds have been told throughout the lands. So, we shall leave in an hour. Be ready at the dock. And the crowd cheers again. Somewhat, though, it's somewhat sedated, realizing the risks and the odds in this adventure. But you nod at each other, and you kind of gotten a bit of brothers in blood and sisters in blood in a way, and just battle and tip of the iceberg. And you leave kind of as a group, and in the next hour, actually, no, you can split up or do whatever you want. Actually, I'm not going to tell you what to do. But the crowd is starting to disperse as Cassiopeia starts to go, we must clean the temple, and blah, blah, blah. She starts giving orders, and people are hustle and bustle, and more guards come in, and bodies are taken, and so on.
Before we leave, Light will talk to Cassiopeia again. My queen, as this will be a very perilous journey, is there any other aid you can give us before us off on our way?
I shall summon we shall see what we have in the temple stores. Perhaps a elixir or something may help, may be there. Now I'm gonna...
Maybe the difference between life and death.
Okay, let me look up the list of table. Anyone else want to do anything? So you talk with the high priestess while she's giving orders and such, and setting the temple back in order. She's going to try to appease the god again, of course. That's her job. Let's see. Oh, wow, okay.
Do you know if there is a temple or place of worship for Athena?
Oh, that's fairly popular goddess. I'm sure there would be. And they also had the I forget what they're called, but they would have temples that were like kind of for all the gods. So if they didn't have a specific one, you could go to that temple, and it would be like a minor version.
Okay. I go and I pray to Athena.
Okay, good call. And I'm just looking. Anyone else have anything in mind? Now, this is a chance for you to recharge spells, right? You'll need an hour to do that. It's also a chance for you to fix your armor. They'll probably, you're going on a voyage on a boat for a day or here, so you're probably gonna have a chance again, but something could happen in between.
Yeah, we should get lots of rations, non-perishables, rope.
I'm gonna start fixing my armor, my leather.
And you're not a fighter, so you roll six-sided. And if you roll a 1 or a 2, oh, how does it work again, Jax? It's
I think it's if you roll
look it up.
under what your AV is, like on or under it,
Oh, then it's fixed. So,
then it doesn't get fixed. But if you roll above it, it does.
oh, so yours doesn't. There's something that was a 1 for that. Oh, no.
I'm gonna go sit by the ocean and relax.
Ah. Meditate and just chill.
Yeah.
Now,
Sit in the water.
you can use. You don't have spells at the moment, right?
And I need to rest to recharge.
No, you just need an hour.
Okay, I'll take an hour by the ocean.
Yeah, and you can take your spell book out and pick a spell to memorize of your level, and so your first level you get 1 spell.
I will memorize charm.
Yeah, you like that one? Yeah, that's a good spell. It's
It worked.
okay. The temple. Now you talk to the priestess, and she brings a crystal decanter that has this red liquid in it, and it's a healing elixir. Which will heal 1d8 hit points.
Awesome.
So you have a healing potion at least to start. Just looking, I can't find this table. Anybody else have anything in mind?
Yeah, could I go to like a local store?
Yeah, if you have an hour. Yeah, if you don't want to memorize spells or something. Now, being a cleric, have you forgotten your spells? Because you.
Yeah,
trained-
but we're leaving the city, right? This might be our
Yeah.
only chance.
Yeah, true.
I shall have to try and rest later.
Do you have money?
Yes.
Of course. That's,
$. Yeah, so could I go to like some sort of magic potion store?
there would be something like that in the city, I suppose. I'll give you a roll to see if you find a place. Right.
Okay.
Now, what's your background? Do you have any connection with cities and with buying potions and such? You're a cleric, so it's possible.
Yeah, he was in a city.
So I'll give you an advantage. That would be to find location in here. That would be an intelligence check at advantage to see if you can locate somebody, because it is a little tricky. You know, temples often have them, but to actually buy a place.
Success.
So you find a little spot that appears to sell different knickknacks,
Yes, knickknacks.
and you go into a wizened old man sits behind a counter in this shop full of shrunken heads and feathers and decanters, crystals, stuffed animals, all sorts of stuff.
Do I feel a draw towards anything?
In what way?
Just like, when you walk into a store and you're like,
Something stands out.
This little thing, for some reason, appeals to me so much.
Okay. Yeah, look. That's funny. Okay.
Also, any good books to read on the way.
Oh yeah. Just looking up. Table.
And looking out for potions.
Mm-hmm. So you're looking around. How much money do you have?
I think I've 13.
So you got a few. Won't get you much. That probably won't get you much of anything, actually. That's not very
Well,
much money.
Then I'll go rest.
And I'll still give you a chance to memorize a spell if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So you can pick a call the gods and pick a spell.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone's kind of done their hour thing, and the results, I guess, I've given more or less. I couldn't find anything else besides the healing potion she gives you. And did anyone, you might get a chance to fix your armor and stuff later or whatever. We'll see about that.
Is there
you're-
like a basics shop that doesn't have anything that's too
Oh,
fancy?
general store.
Yeah.
Okay, make a intelligence check. See if you find one. And this is a bit easier to find, not a disadvantage. It's just a regular roll.
Oh yeah.
You do find a merchant who sells knickknacks and water skins and
Okay.
torches.
I just want to buy just a basic like water skin and rations.
I see. I can't find a table where the costs are. You know where that is? We can just go out of that one. So whatever you want, we'll say that he has the basics stuff you could buy.
Okay.
And you don't have enough money for magic items or anything. So
Yeah, it's a really the common to cheap items, you roll a d8 for every item I want to buy, and then it can range from 1 to d8 unless I haggle with charm.
oh, nice.
But my
Okay.
charm is shit, so I
3 charm. Give me it.
please.
All right, so there you go. I guess roll some dice. Whatever you want to buy.
Okay.
And you're memorizing a spell, Buzz, right? You're memorizing a spell. Emma, you were getting the potion. Anything else? No.
Is
No. Sorry.
Gower up?
It will be soon.
Fixing my armor.
Oh, okay. And Thallo is fixing his armor. Trying to. Okay. Well, he'll need more time. Do you guys go down to the wharf then? Unless somebody had something I missed.
Is there a fishing store near the ocean?
Like for nets and hooks
Nets,
and
yeah.
oh yeah.
I'd like to try to find one.
Yep, down on the wharf, you can see in the picture there. There's probably some snaggle-toothed old sailor who's got some goods. What do you got in mind there, young feller? I hear you're one of the heroes in the city, going on the quest, eh? And rumors getting around.
Yeah, I'm looking to get a couple nets or a hook and some line to catch some fish while we're on the way.
Ah, wise, yeah. You'll be on the boat for a while, I hear. Well, I got just what you need. Here you go. It's on us. You're heroes. I think you'll find a way to do this. And Perseus came with you. Just because he was like, an old friend. Let's catch up a bit. And you guys chat a little bit and laugh about old times. And he tells you a bit about his journeys, but not too much. You guys are busy walking around and doing stuff, right? So he gives you a net for free with a line on it and stuff. Casting net.
Thank you, sir. I will return with a gift of sorts for you.
Ah, tell you what, you just save the city and we'll be happy. And he laughs through his gaps in his teeth.
Wonderful.
Good trade.
And Perseus goes, there she is. And he's pointing at his craft, and it's a small little thing. Probably 2 people can run it if in a pinch. And there it is. It's gotten me through some adventures already, I'll say. We're taking it to Egypt down the coast. It should be about a day and a half journey at least, if all goes well. And he looks at you. And there's our other friends. For a moment there, I was worried that they weren't coming. And the rest of you are kind of coming down the wharf, and you spot each other and hooking up after your endeavors. And you got your gear or whatever you grabbed. And he right away, Perseus says, come aboard, the Atticus. And he's named his boat after the classic from the Iliad. And you guys get onto this boat, and it kind of looks a little small to be on the ocean and stuff, and it's shallow drafted, so it can actually be taken into, shallow drafts and rivers and stuff. There are oars as well. There's probably, you can put out up to 4 oars on each side. A bit cramped if you have to. Welcome, he says, and he steps gingerly into the bow and starts fiddling with things, and come on in. And stow your gear in the sides there, and you see netting along the side where you put your stuff in. Go ahead, Jack.
Oh, no, I didn't have anything to say.
Okay. So you're on the wharf, the dock. Anybody have anything to say or do? Head on in.
Just head into
Pray
the
to
boat.
Poseidon for a safe journey. Please.
Hopefully it helps.
Thank you for reverence to the gods, as it should be. Very pointedly.
Please don't tell your wife that I'm praying to you at this awkward time. That's who tried to kill us, right?
I thought it was his sister.
Oh, don't tell your sister then.
And Perseus is like, well, we'll talk about that soon. He goes, let's get out to sea and on our way, and the sail's up, and then we can talk a bit. I wish to know a bit about your past, where you come from, why you're here. There's just more to it than meets the eye, I sense. And again, he starts fiddling with things. And does any of you know anything about ships? Excellent. Feel free to, go ahead. Sorry, Emma, go ahead.
No, I know things about ships. My
And
family
you?
were on the sea.
And you, Spiky, with the helmet.
Well, yes, I actually worked for a small fishing family for a while. But one night when we were out fishing, a large storm came out of nowhere, and I knew that these people they did not revere the gods as they should. They often cursed Poseidon for bad I can't think of the word. The amount of fish that they found.
Oh.
Bad haul.
Yep, that. For their bad hauls, they often curse Poseidon, and a storm
Should never
washed
do
up,
that.
and the son of the family, he was washed overboard, and before we knew it, a large wave had capsized the boat as well. And I managed to flip the boat over and sail safely to shore, but the 2 men that I went out with, they were never seen again, and I had to bear the news to the mother and wife of the family.
Hmm. Ah, the sad story. And now you guys are actually sailing kind of into the sunset now, and you were all listening to this story from Spike as it reverberated through his helmet in that odd way. And is that your actually story for this session, Jazz? Your character background story? One of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, excellent. That was well done. And so, yeah, you're carrying a bit on your shoulders.
Yeah.
And such. Okay, excellent. So you're going to be going to second level,
Okay.
and the boat careens into the sunset, and everybody seems to be there's the sails set, and you have some time, and people are working on armor. And Thalos has a sword out, and he's running a whetstone down it. Sing, sing. And Perseus is sitting there, and you're passing around a wine flask. And so, anyone else wish to share something? And I say our camaraderie, our brotherhood and sisterhood means this.
Yeah,
Strengthens it.
Light will say, I too have had close encounters with the ocean. In fact, my holy powers were awakened at a young age unknowingly right by its shores. I used to grow up healing at a port town without even knowing that my powers were holy, yet I applied poultice and leaves and assumed that was doing the work. And then by the ocean, I always felt a very calming presence. And one day as I sat there, I heard Poseidon, and he whispered to me, and I felt that calming again, and I knew it was not just medicine, but it was the power of the gods. And so I began my formal worship. It's not a sad story.
I respect.
No.
I respect your.
Respect. Amun is nodding. You strike me as a pious one. Ah, see, we have different members of our party, different motives, but it is all meant to be. The puzzle comes together neatly. And he's scribbling with his stylus and his notes. And anyone else wish to? It seems the moment to share on this lonely boat in the quiet sea.
I too have had an experience around the sea. For the island that I was born on was volcanic, and it may have come directly from the sea. I lived within the caves for years and years with my mother and a crab. And as time passed, I could feel some negative energy towards the crab from my mother and me, and I did not feel safe. And I believe we did come from the ocean, but I truly do not know my full heritage. And before I descended from the volcanic rock with the crab by my side, I sadly had to dehead my mother and stick her in my satchel. And she will be with us on this trip.
And
Did not have to be Ed.
Amon wonders, your mother, was she so vile? And by the way, the picture you see is what men see when they see his mother.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering what that was.
She was a sweet woman. She appeared to mean well, but there was a darkness within her. It dwelled in her mind and reflected through her actions, slowly.
What actions could be so dark as to deserve beheading?
The only light I ever had for 12 odd years in the volcanic cave was the glowing crab who illuminates through the shrunken head of my mother today.
It lives in it. It's like in her
That-
mouth.
That is its shell,
Okay.
like a hermit crab.
Might I see the specter?
There's actually a story behind this. It's
I know,
awesome.
yeah.
It's
I,
awesome.
s-
Good. It's just yeah.
I slowly pull out the head in a sad, depressive state. Every time I see the head, I get a little emotional, and I display it to Light.
Light says, may I? To like bless it.
Now
I don't think such-
there's a glowing crab that comes out of it. What does this crab look like? It's luminescent. It's actually has this glow.
The back of it illuminates green, almost like a firefly. And it appears to just look like a normal hermit crab. Pincers, very aggressive to the ones that it doesn't like. It helps me in dark days. It helped me escape the cave. And later on, I ran into my best friend, Perseus. And that was my experience with the ocean.
Your mother may have known Poseidon. His blessings upon you.
Well, there's more to it, but I'll leave that for Wismar for another partaking. That was well said, Wismar. So you go up a level, I think, for that for sure. Anyone else?
Just me. Follow the crab head.
Yeah, how do you follow that, eh?
Yeah.
That's been upstaged. All right, here, I'll give you a moment. So if you want, unless you're ready to go.
I mean, I'm ready. It just isn't.
Yeah, okay.
It's not a glowing crab head with my mom's head.
I know it's hard to talk. When he told
Doesn't
me about it,
transition as well.
when he sent me the message, I was like, can I clarify something? Like, okay. And then we collaborated on some stuff, and it was actually really good. So we'll leave it, like I said, it's his story. So Agalia.
My story also involves death, just not by my own means, I guess. It also involves the sea or the ocean. When I first started being a merchant with my parents, we would go along the western coast of Africa, and we'd go and visit all the other voodoo locations, I guess you could say, communities. But then there was one community that did not take a liking to us. We thought that they gave us gifts, but in reality, they gave us cursed items. And those cursed items that led to my parents' demise, to the sea. It made them go crazy. It possessed their bodies, and it was evil spirits of voodoo. And now, thankfully, I was able to make it back to the mainland and make my way to where I am here today.
Back
That's
on
all.
the ocean.
Back
Yeah.
on the ocean. So how does that affect you being on the ocean again? And brings back the story, I guess.
Yes, brings back the story, but we do not have any cursed items to that degree with us today for this trip.
Do you now, side note, like just metagame here a bit, do you practice voodoo like your character?
Yep.
Interesting. That's the type of magic you use. So it's you're in a way a bit alien in this world, but not, because that's totally cool. But the Greeks, they worship the gods, gain power, and so that's really cool. And,
Yeah, I'm like, I don't really want to go, but I know I have to play my character. I don't know how to.
and I'll leave it to you to
Bunch
come
of
up.
free-
It could be destiny. It could. I'm not saying you have to come up with a, elaborate plan or anything. But
No, yeah,
it's,
but I'm.
yeah. No, that was really neat. So everybody looks like goes up a level. But before we conclude the session, Ammon steps forward, and he goes, "I wish to say something about Perseus, for I know many things about him, and I know, and there is a connection with the Dark One, of course." Give me one moment. Calabos, the son of the sea goddess Thetis, whom the city worshipped, was a handsome man who was betrothed to the princess originally. But I told you earlier, my friend, and he nods to, remember you were talking with him about this briefly. I must complete that tale a bit now, for there was a time in the city of Argos where there was a king named Acrisius, and he imprisoned his daughter, Danae, jealous of her beauty. When the god came and impregnated her, Acrisius banished his daughter and his newborn grandson, Perseus, and he looks at Perseus, to sea in a wooden chest, to die. Now, in retribution, Zeus kills Acrisius, the king, who threw his daughter and his baby in the sea. Zeus got angry about that, and he kills Acrisius, the king, and orders Poseidon to release the last of the Titans, a gigantic sea monster called the Kraken, to destroy Argos. This was 20 years ago. I was there, as was Thalos. And you see Thalos looking off with a 1,000-mile stare now as he remembers the destruction of his fair city. Of course, Danae and her newborn baby, Perseus, safely floated under the guidance to the island of Seriphos, an unknown island, actually, he wouldn't know that, where Perseus was just destined to grow up in unknown nothing. Now, Calabos, the son of the sea goddess Thetis, was a vain man, and he took pride in the hunt and in slaying all manner of creature and being. But he went one step too far, and even though he was betrothed to Andromeda, and Andromeda looks off with a sad look in her eye and a tear, or no, she's not here. He committed an atrocity against Zeus. Among them was destroying the sacred flying horses. He hunted them all down and took them as trophies, slaying them all, except for one named Pegasus. Pegasus, of course. And that one is said to be an unknown location. For this, Zeus transformed Calabos into a deformed, monstrous creature. And now we see why there is intense hatred and jealousy from the Dark One, for he is loath whoever is taking his original bride. He knows he no longer can have her, and his hatred burns him. He is the one who originally put the curse and the riddles and slew so many fine suitors until I came along. And now I will pass it on to Perseus himself to tell that tale and the riddle. Now, anyone can speak up or say something, but it seems everyone's doing their thing. And Perseus, he finishes adjusting something on the sail, and he turns around, he goes, "Hi, I will tell a tale. For in my travels, I've been in contact with my father through different ways and strange means, and over the years, he has sent items to me," and he gestures to his sword. And he also says that there was a time when I also had a helmet and a shield, but I've lost the helmet. And here's that story. For what I did was I used the helmet to sneak into the princess's quarters, and there I observed her, sleeping, until, in the night, a strange thing happened. A huge bird of prey, a massive vulture, huge, as big as a house, but carrying a small gilded cage that could hold a person, flew into the palace at Joppa and to the princess's balcony. She got up out of her sleep in some sort of stupor and wandered into the cage on her own volition while I watched fascinated, for I knew she went to get the next riddle. For you see, every day the riddle she would receive somehow, and I didn't know how. So I snuck in to watch how she knew the riddles, and now I can tell in that tale. She hopped in the cage and the bird flew off with her in it. And over a long distance, I followed on Pegasus. For at that time, it was my steed, and I will tell you that tale later. For she is gone now. But anyway, I followed invisible, for the helmet made me that nobody could see me when I wore it. I followed the beast, and it went down into a swamp. And there, in the ruins of some city sunken in its wasteland, there was a lair of the Dark One. He survived. He lived in the form of a twisted one, bent legs and dark visage and horns and terrible strength and cruelty. There he had the followers there build him a sort of awful residence and a crude throne of skulls. The beast landed, and she got out and walked up to this person. I stayed hidden. And he whispered something to her, which I overheard. The answer to the next riddle. And the riddle itself. I tucked that nugget aside, but was discovered at that last moment and had to fight my way out, losing the helmet in the swamps and also stumbling forth without Pegasus. I lost him, and I fear that the Dark One has him now, and we may have to, but that is another journey. So I came back through the swamps. It took me a full 2 days to get back to the city. In that time, another suitor had died. Or no, I just made it in time, pardon me, to answer the riddle. And everybody was so surprised that I knew the answer. But I had cheated somewhat, you see, for I had listened in. And the riddle, I don't have. And I had one looked up and I lost it. It's not, I was going to tie it in, and my apologies. I kind of dropped the ball there. But I will come up with one for you next session, because it does tie in a couple other things. The riddle will have some more clues about other things. But generally, he answered the riddle correctly, so he was allowed. The curse was lifted. He wasn't slain. And he was apparently allowed to marry the princess, and was rightfully so, until you guys know the rest, basically. And he sits back and he goes, so that is why Calibos will always be a danger, for he seeks to thwart me at every turn. His jealousy and hatred that I'm marrying his betrothed former will not let him rest until one of us dies. And that's his background story for this session. So apparently he is the son of Zeus.
Son of a god.
Son of a god. He's a demigod.
I look over at Acalia and ask if she has any tools that she brought along for her voodoo magic.
Yes. I do.
Would my mother's head may be of any aid at this time? You shall let me know, and I may lend it to you.
I will make sure to keep that in mind. Thank you.
may not be an unusual request.
No.
Actually,
Yeah.
in your background, you'd be like, oh, yeah. Well played. I'll leave the open mic for the moment as the boat is now, the moon is rising and it's beautiful weather. It seems the gods favor the journey so far, or whatever, favors, how you look at that. And you guys are just speeding along. You're moving super quick. The winds are your favor. You're just cutting toward the city of Memphis in Egypt. And that's the city that has the, Giza's nearby and the pyramids and everything. That's where the big honking temples are. Remember, at this point, Egypt is a powerhouse. And this is ancient Egypt. This is the new kingdom, I think, if I have my history correct, because Egypt went through 2 big phases, and in between was this kind of anarchy and so on. They had the old kingdom and then the new kingdom. And this era might be actually right in between. I'll have to research that a bit, because Egypt was overrun by the Sea Peoples, and it was for about 250 years had anarchy and foreigners ruling and so on. So that is going to kind of end the session. I'll stop the recording, I suppose, because at this point we'll be stopping. And well played, everybody. That was
Thanks,
cool.
Darren.
Yeah.
Okay.